General Jayewant Ramdas are expected to make an application for recent statements made by Finance Minister Khalil Imbert in Parliament. Imbert laid the special report of the Auditor General on the public accounts for the financial year 2023 earlier this week. Ramdas's lead attorney Anand Ramlaghan, SC, signaled the intention to make the application at a hearing before Justice Westman James on September 11. James is presiding over Ramdas's lawsuit after the cabinet appointed a team, led by retired Judge David Harris, to probe the ongoing impasse between the Auditor General and the Ministry of Finance. James will begin hearing evidential objections on January 13. He was also told on November 8, the Privy Council will hear the minister's appeal of a preliminary aspect of Ramdas's challenge over the appointment of the Harris team. Senior counsel Russell Martineau, who leads a team of attorneys for the state, suggested James deal with the evidential objections before cross-examination until we know what the evidence is. His suggestion came after the judge expressed concerns over litigating the impasse given the extensive evidence filed so far on the legal fees issue. I am slightly concerned I am going to be doing what the investigation was to do. However, Ramlaghan said the court had to consider the totality of the evidence to be informed what has taken place between the parties in determining the issue of whether the Attorney General is responsible for paying Ramdas's legal fees and whether her request was reasonable. In her lawsuit, Ramdas complained that Imbert's recommendation to Cabinet to initiate the probe, appoint an investigative team to investigate, make findings and recommendations, and report to the Finance Minister. Auditor General back in court over legal fees dispute. Auditor General back in court over legal fees dispute. Jada Laudoa. 10 hours ago Auditor General Jayewant Ramdas. File photo by Jeff K. Mayers. Attorneys for Auditor General Jayewant Ramdas are expected to make an application for recent statements made by Finance Minister Khalil Imbert in Parliament. Imbert laid the special report of the Auditor General on the public accounts for the financial year 2023 earlier this week. Ramdas's lead attorney Anand Ramlaghan, SC, signaled the intention to make the application at a hearing before Justice Westman James on September 11. James is presiding over Ramdas's lawsuit after the Cabinet appointed a team, led by retired Judge David Harris, to probe the ongoing impasse between the Auditor General and the Ministry of Finance. James will begin hearing evidential objections on January 13. He was also told on November 8, the Privy Council will hear the minister's appeal of a preliminary aspect of Ramdas's challenge over the appointment of the Harris team. Senior counsel Russell Martineau, who leads a team of attorneys for the state, suggested James deal with the evidential objections before cross-examination until we know what the evidence is. His suggestion came after the judge expressed concerns over litigating the impasse given the extensive evidence filed so far on the legal fees issue. I am slightly concerned I am going to be doing what the investigation was to do. However, Ramlaghan said the court had to consider the totality of the evidence to be informed what has taken place between the parties in determining the issue of whether the Attorney General is responsible for paying Ramdas's legal fees and whether her request was reasonable. In her lawsuit, Ramdas complained that Imbert's recommendation to Cabinet to initiate the probe, appoint an investigative team to investigate, make findings and recommendations, and report to the Finance Minister, was biased. She also complained that the Harris team was mandated to make findings on her conduct and that Imbert was responsible for their remuneration. On June 21, the Court of Appeal granted Ramdas leave, stopped the investigation of the Auditor General and ordered that her lawsuit will be heard by another judge in the High Court. Imbert then appealed. The dispute between the Auditor General and the Minister arose in April after the Ministry sought to deliver amended public accounts to explain and rectify an error in which the government's revenue was understated. Ramdas initially refused receipt, as she claimed she needed legal advice on whether she could accept them after the statutory deadline for submission. Ramdas eventually accepted the records and dispatched audit staff to verify them. She then submitted her original annual report, which was based on the original records, to Parliament. Ramdas claimed her audit team was unable to reconcile the amended records based on documents it audited. She also contended the amended records appeared to be backdated to the original statutory deadline date in January. Ramdas also took issue with the fact that the discrepancy was initially estimated at $3.4 billion. Imbert's attorneys claimed the reconciliation after the initial estimate revealed that the variance was, in fact, $2,599,278,188.72, which was attributed to value-added tax, VAT, individual, business levy and green fund levy contributions. The original, unamended version of the public accounts and the accompanying Auditor General's report were laid in the House of Representatives on May 25. The special report was laid in Parliament on September 9. It was prepared after an overstatement of tax refunds and a subsequent underreporting of net revenue led to a $2.6 billion discrepancy in the revenue figures for 2023. Imbert told the Parliament the purpose of the special report was to clear up statements of an attempt to backdate the 2023 accounts, but it did not do so. Also representing Ramdas are Jared Jagruo, Natish Basram, and Asha Ramlal. Also appearing for the AG are Vanessa Gopal, Chelvi Ramkisan, Anila Mohan, and John Tal Cunningham.
Udram John, good morning.
Well, don't tell me.
Hey, Peter Dindrial, good morning to you.
He put them in St. Lucie. Unemployment high.
Javika Balkarana, pleasant good morning. Hey, Calvary Spirit, good morning. Michael Scotland, good morning to you. Hey, Baruch, good morning to you, my brother. Hey, Jenny Bell, good morning. Harilal Ramdas, good morning. Zabrangani, a pleasant good morning. Anne Brown, good morning to you. Jerome, good morning to you. Hey, Kenrick Passad, a pleasant good morning to you. What party are you over there, boy? Wait, Enoch Kilowan, good morning to you. Narish, good morning, Narish.
Was it necessary to hire
Primrose, good morning.
jokers to out a fire? Was it right to get weapons? They claimed was unloaded to shoot Vincentian
Arnold, good morning.
Don't tell me. Tell the man. He sent them to
Hey, Barry Boudram, you wasn't there yesterday, boy.
making a stand to quell an annexes.
Where's the latest?
On the feet of your
Oh, your landlord want to raise you rent because of property tax, Barry Boudram. So you understand why we need to support the strongest party. Yes, I'm not saying that it have things that don't have to be put in place and various things or where it go. But people can't come with one little car and expect to go with a whole train and them kind of thing. As a property tax, you know the UNC says so long as they win the election, that property tax gone. That gone. So what want to do? You know what the rowdy say there? So come on, let me jump on board. Giselle, good morning. I'm gonna pack Janelle, good morning. Daro, good morning. Rambaran, good morning to you. Hey, Barry, good morning. Greggy, good morning.
Can't we afford to feed
Hey, Kishan Ali, a pleasant good morning to you.
so many children naked and hungry?
Hey, Tara, good morning, Tara. All the Taras. How we gonna forget Dave and Deborah, Dave Denise. Oh boy, and it doubles and roti. Boy out there, Noel Brown guitar. How we gonna forget my boy him jump on yet the next boy Dexter and his wife, Sita. Look how much all they done lock on for the morning already now, boy. Troy Smith, good morning. Shirley, good morning. Nita, good morning. Sitranja Ramit. That tell you that name sound like a big time name, you know. That name sound like a Bollywood kind of money kind of name. I feel that she go organize the billboards. She go organize to pay for the radio station. Yeah, she go pay for the awards, man. That big money name. Ramit, they ready to write a check for me to go TV, everything, radio, everything. Yeah, that name sound like it. We could get BBC and all. Fred Mohammed, good morning. LP, good morning. Jason Miller, good morning to you. Oh God, all you coming on quick, so boy. No, let me hurry up here. Nigel Black, good morning. Angela, good morning.
For them,
Oh God, let me run through this.
see, unemployment high, and the treasury low, and keep buying.
Stefan, good morning.
I see them books, and more.
Sir Drew, good morning.
Feet up, young trigger, happy recruit.
Neil Thomas, good morning to you. Tita Commission, good morning. Ashmeed Mohammed, good morning to you. John, good morning. Nice. Hey, let me say pleasant good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on to us on Corridor Transformation on YouTube. Love and Tea on Facebook. Join us on LENNOX SMITH platform. And we can't forget Renison Jeffrey on Workers' Right platform. Good morning to each and every one of you. What's your front burner? Don't forget to send your voice note. What's your front burner this morning? Harry Lal. Good morning, Harry Lal.
Was it necessary to hire them soldier jokers too?
So while we're doing that and you're sending your voice notes, because it's taking long to send all your voice notes, let me organize one time. Let me see if Rusty Nail send any papers. Madan, I think Madan done send thing there. Oh boy. Big Ram. Nice. It's so Big Ram does do it early in the game. Big Ram and your wife, good morning. I like that.
Tell me.
Dana Nigel, a pleasant good morning to you all. If I could say the rest. I want to body victimize all here. Dana Nigel, all you know who they are. Nice, again some voice notes here. Let me see what some people burn up. So before we do that, let me send a message Rusty Nail. I don't know why Rusty Nail and thing, you know. But before we do that, let me organize and say a pleasant good morning to LENNOX SMITH while we run through some of the headliners. We'll do that by the meanwhile. You all sending your voice notes. LENNOX SMITH, a pleasant good morning to you.
Pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Of course, let me say first and foremost my apology for not being here yesterday. But it was due to circumstances beyond my control. I had to be elsewhere. And, you know, I cannot be ubiquitous. I cannot be everywhere at the same time. I'm not a Jesus Christ making. So, therefore, that created, of course, that absence that you would have said. Of course, I want to thank those who said on the corridor transmission last night that I was missed. That is really an appreciation that I will always treasure. That being as it may, yes, indeed, of course, quite a number of other things that are taking place. Of course, Munilal, PM not concerned about corruption. Well, of course, that is as a result of Dr. Rowley's hypocritical, let me just put an adjective to describe that concern, hypocritical and self-serving, and of course what is considered to be self-righteous indignation, is suggesting that Muilal is not concerned about young people and their progress and so on, because he may have inadvertently, clearly, because he cleared it up later, called a name that may not have been the person that might have been the beneficiary of AGC contract, which of course he mentioned. One of the names in it is Rose. I know of the Rose Foundation, and we know about the Haliconia Foundation as well, where of course we know it is attached to the PNM when they are in the slum. That functions, and when they are in government, one, just as of course how Balize House is suddenly has found some kind of treasure chest to be constructing that monstrosity of steel, brick, mortar, and sand at Balize House, having been bankrupt in 2015, according to Dr. Rowley. So we know the platitudes and the pontifications that he would provide, because a typical political kobo will of course capitalize on an inadvertency, but we will deal with that later down the road. PM defends a young professional, yes, as I was mentioning earlier. PM defends a young professional against Munilal's attack. You see, so again, self-righteous, and he doesn't mean anything about it. He's a very insincere man, a dishonest man, and therefore he is no surprise that he would pounce on a clearly legitimate mistake, which of course Munilal was man enough, not Rowley wouldn't do that, but was man enough, of course, to identify the areas where he might have erred, but not to mislead the population. Rowley don't mind that. We have seen of him in, of course, his functioning with respect to the emails. We have seen him function with respect to his intervention as far as the Police Service Commission is concerned. We have seen him function as far as the sea bridge is concerned and the acquisition of those boats. So we know him, but he sees in others conveniently that which is in him when the opportunity presents itself. As I said, a typical political kobo.
Twist in the politics a little bit. I seen you in Tobago tragedy in the Guardian here, with mom's son, 3 toddler daughter found dead in a water tank. You have any information on that aspect?
I have it very slightly. Yeah. I have no details on it, but I heard it as well, and another tragedy.
Things going on in Tobago now, boy. Some kind of zombie going over in Tobago now, boy.
But it seems it's not just in Tobago. It seems to be in Trinidad as well, because remember, a fellow was taken out of a coffin and burnt it, you know, and that is of course a typical Latin American gangster style should you say double execution. He fella dead, and then you kill him again by burning his
boy, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And then of course
we had the chopping. Dead already, you know. Yeah, they're still killing you when they're done dead.
Yeah, the chopping of course the two siblings in Moruga, and then of course you had the killing, shooting 5 times, five bullets apart from the father, so that is a death as well. But certainly that 5-year-old that was supposed to enter in school. So it is more heinous, it's more disconcerting, it's more tragic, it's more barbaric, and it seems as though the country has zombies of a very, should I say, aggressive and evil nature, you know, just roaming around Trinidad and Tobago. So it's not just in Tobago. That's the point I want to make, right? And that's just the most recent. Yeah.
But then we also watching the surviving child in the triple murder fears for his life. So look like one person survived in that triple murder where the 2 parents and the child, 1 child died.
Well, you see,
there you go. Feared for
yeah, there you
what
go.
the government put in place to deal with that, right? Because I want to hear you on that. And I also want to hear you too on the Pariah Fuel LMCS, where officials plead not guilty on 15 OSH charges. So let me go. You've done it, Mother Tobago with the tank. Yeah. This one funny. So anybody know about that story? Let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you in Tobago. A pleasant good morning to you. Will you be able to tell us if it is that you always bathe in that tank or something? You know, it are like WhatsApp places where people go take a bathe, or people go take a fish, or however they go, or is it that tank nobody really don't go and bathe by that tank, or if it's not bathe, or is it suicide that they're just going in our tank and drown? Is it on the ground? Is it up in the sky? So they give me the information on that tank, please, and you the Tobagonians, give me the information on that aspect, right? On the issue of this surviving child, right? After that, do you all believe that things was already supposed to put in place through the Children Authority Act, or if the child might be over the age? However it go, a government intervention supposed to immediately take place? Again, well, LENNOX SMITH go let me know what is his thoughts on that aspect, I be want to know your thoughts too. And then this whole thing where they pleaded not guilty to Ocean Act when everybody see in every way the commission of inquiry will be pay all that millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for, where the people and them still can't get money yet. Already say it's negligence, and all wrong negligence. OSHA Act wasn't followed, all kind of thing wasn't followed. And them government, them in Paria, them PM appointees in Paria, they really want to plead not guilty. Come on, but then who tell the Coast Guard tell people don't go back for the fellas? Orders came.
Yeah.
So LENNOX SMITH, let me hear on the basis.
Well, it's a harrowing experience once again, another tragedy.
Tobago, don't forget that Tobago. We really want to know about this tragedy in Tobago situation. But go ahead, LENNOX, with them other 2 points.
You come back with the Tobago, but the previous latter of what you were speaking with respect to the Paria tragedy, I want to say that the matter is sub judice, so let us not preempt anything. It is before the courts. What appear to be may not be, and let them defend themselves, and let the should I say the prosecuting team handle their stories. But clearly, what we have seen is a tragic situation where the government has not, of course, made any overture to assist the bereaved family. I think that is the direction in which we must be going. Let the judicial process take its course, and we will see how that emerges. But certainly, we cannot overemphasize the need of the government to make some kind of more merciful or altruistic or humane intervention to, of course, settle some financial, without, of course, accepting liability, but certainly on a humanitarian perspective. Because if it was Kamala Prasad business, I'm sure that family would have been very, very satisfied, even though, of course, you can't satisfy people in totality, but certainly a gesture would have been made. And that is the big difference between this heinous individual that has, of course, commandeered our government at the highest level, talking about Keith Christopher Rowley and his minions, who clearly are stone-hearted, maybe similar to being an expert in rocks and geology and volcanology. That being as may, of course, I just got I'm seeing the photograph of someone from the Tobago situation. Let me just read. Mother, 2 children found dead in a water tank in Tobago, and of course it continues. A mother and her two children who were last seen on September 2nd were found dead in a green metal wassa water tank in Parrot Hall, Paletovia, Tobago, on Wednesday evening. This is tragic. Senior police sources confirmed Sarah Smith, 33, Genuine Smith, 3, and 18-month-old. What? Phoenix Smiths? What? Decomposing bodies were found in the water tank around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, 11. That is about 2 days ago. No, one day ago. That was yesterday. Police said Smith's mother reported her missing. The mother also said Smith was displaying erratic behavior. On Wednesday night.
So you find Steiner reading it like it's not no.
Yeah. And it reminds me. And as I'm reading, it is almost deja vu.
Everybody listening.
Yeah, it's almost
morning to each and everybody that look on the various platforms. Good morning. Go ahead, LENNOX SMITH. You want to hear that today?
Yeah, but I am reading because almost like deja vu. Right in Laventille there. A parent burnt herself to death and her child, and just 2 days afterwards, because she couldn't get anything for the child to eat, etc. And then 2 days afterwards, there was a check in the post office for her. The Ministry of Social Development being extremely tardy, and she felt that all was lost, and she gave up and decided to commit this suicidal pact. But let's continue with this one. This may be different. On Wednesday night, Newsday spoke to President of the United Friends Foundation, Siobhan Phillips Manning, who said she knew Smith as the foundation helped her when she came to Tobago. All right, so she's not from Tobago, it appears, so most likely from Trinidad. Manning said Smith lived in Tobago for the last 5 months. She came Tobago to get away from whatever was in Trinidad, yes, and to start a new life. Unfortunately, she ended up like this. Manning said when Smith went missing on September 2nd, she and others found it suspicious. We knew because she started a little shop excuse me, at the side of the road, and nobody was seeing her. We started to question where she was because the shop was not opening. Manning said her foundation assisted Smith in several ways. She helped her with paying the rent, buying groceries, and assisting her son, as one of them, Smith's children that is, were going to school. As Manning was saying this, she repeated, oh, they opening it. Talking about the water tank in which the bodies were found. Manning said Genuine was attending the Castara Early Childhood Care and Education Center. She said when Smith started her business, someone else started assisting her, but Manning never knew who. My father was assisting her with paying the rent when we, that is the foundation, didn't pay it. She was going a little good, so she told my father to leave her. She described Smith as outspoken. Smith asked for what she wanted, always kept to herself, and knew where she wanted to be. She had everything planned of what she wanted and needed. She didn't seem like a violent person, and I didn't think she would have reached this far. So the consensus seemed to be it's a suicidal pact, it appears. Manning described Smith's children were really cute and always hook up on their mummy. The little boy, Genuine, always liked to dig. All right. He was also looking to plant something or play in the ground. He liked groundwork and liked to be in the garden and stuff like that. Around had a garden with cucumbers, pumpkin, of course, that is quoting the individuals. Manning said Smith was trying to find her way, but said maybe the stress of life was too much for her. So we get in a picture here, Andy. She said just before Smith and her children went missing, Smith confided in several people in the community that she was having difficulty coping with stress. She didn't tell me, but she told other people if she could not handle it and something happened to her, to let them go to their father, because she has 2 other children in Trinidad and she wanted them to go to their father. She said Smith also said she did not want her children facing the same disadvantages she did. She didn't want anyone to take advantage of her children the way people took advantage of her. Unquote. Quite a sad story developing here, Andy. I don't know if you want me to stop or you want me to continue. It's a pretty lengthy article, but let's continue. Manning said Smith asked for help from numerous people, but did not get any. Manning said there were rumors in the community that Smith was acting erratically before she went missing. I want to tell you, people, of course, no relations to LENNOX SMITH, but of course, but you never could tell. I'm unsure of that because we didn't have and we did not see it. Manning said the entire situation was just sad. It's the children, and sometimes when people go into government places and ask for assistance, they should not turn them down. Well, of course, I suppose Donna Cox should be listening or reading this. Everybody, because I have an issue that I want to raise this morning. Everybody going through something, and not everyone can cope with it, and there should be someone to assist. My heart is broken because she did really go asking for help, and no one could have helped. Manning is calling on those in authority to have better systems in place to help people who are in need. Newsday tried contacting head of Tobago Police, Senior Superintendent Rodhill Kerr, Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Tobago Collis Hazel, Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Fali Augustine, and MP Tobago East, Ayana Webster Roy, but there were no responses to calls and messages. This story has been adjusted to include, a mother, and so on and so forth. So there we have it, my friend and people. So we have a stress, should I say, saturated situation that caused the clearly a suicidal pact from all the information that we have had initiated by the mother of the children, not wanting, of course, to have them suffer as she has. Whether you see it as a selfish act, whether you see it as an act of desperation, whether you see it as a mental distress call or consequence, that would be your take. But certainly it is a tragic situation on top of the multiple tragedies that has been in recent times, in particular the misfortune of Trinidad and Tobago. Andy? All right, well, I can continue, of course, with some more items in the news. A Chinese couple robbed of $54,000 at Arangua's home invasion. So that continues. Senator, lawyers not always good managers. All right, that was part of the debate in the Senate on a particular measure that the government wants to implement. A man held after Port of Spain vendor's tent table got go missing. Yes, indeed. And what we have again, as September 30th deadline approaches, confusion over property tax queries. Well, yeah, and people, of course, I read part of that article, and I want to tell you that IQA building in Barataria has now become the focal point. Remember, we were saying that whilst the court matters were going on, there were 3 floors in the IQA building, and we learned that that building is part and parcel of the Al-Rari clan assets. and that the Ministry of Finance is renting some 3 floors in that building. I think it's a 5-story building. And I went there personally to Mako, so to speak. And I witnessed, of course, when I made my inquiries that there were evaluators assembled there, and that they were feverishly, of course, making preparations, whilst, of course, the court matter was going on to implement property tax, even though, of course, our head of evaluation for the state did not have the capacity to evaluate, but yet still they were recruiting feverishly to send people out. I suppose many of them found it a risky job to go into places like Lavatil and so on. So I don't know. So thus, of course, so many discrepancies, for want of a better term. People just put their own numbers, possibly. They didn't get the addresses correct. In some instances, people get 2 addresses for the same property with 2 different evaluations. All of that chaos and bacchanal is taking place because you have a government that has been so profligate, so wasteful, so mismanaged the finances of the country, and have subjected Trinidad and Tobago to the worst, probably, people initiated recession, for want of a better term. Yeah, recession, because we have a cash flow problem, we have a mismanagement problem, and in other words, things could have been better if it was better managed. And therefore, we know that when the election inevitably will be called, we have a duty and responsibility to show the exit door to Rowley and his bunch, and to, of course, usher in Kamala Prasad Bisesa and the UNC, who, in spite of the best efforts of Rowley and they to tarnish them and to brand them as corrupt, we have not been able to find the corruption that they spoke of, whether it be the country running on fumes, whether there was no 100 and something schools, and whether or not there were corruption in mega projects such as the velodrome, the cycling velodrome, the aquatic center, and of course the Couva Hospital, none of which the government has been able to identify as being corruptly, I should say, constructed by the UNC. So we know. So once there's deafening silence on the part of the government, otherwise they would have been hopping up and down the country saying that they are corrupt. And of course, Rowley looking for opportunities because a man make a mistake with a name. He's ready from where he is taking and not having confidence in the local medical system, the local health system. He goes abroad and then tweaking or issuing statements from abroad on his Facebook account that Munilal somehow does not like young professionals. What hypocrisy. Yes, indeed. Of course, Auditor General back in court over legal fees dispute. So that is a matter that is unfolding. And as you know, of course, the report was laid in Parliament, but in a very suspect situation, so much so that Anand Ramlogan, the attorney for the Auditor General, is stating that he will be going to court seeking some kind of declaration emanating from the pronouncements made by IMSBERT when that report was being laid. So a lot of developments are taking place on the political and administrative front as far as the management of our affairs is concerned, by total indolence and what I consider to be the persons who was never ready, could not have been ever ready, and total quacks, and thus the decadence that we are seeing on a daily basis, including, of course, crime and criminality. Attention is at Movie Town. I didn't get a chance to read that one, so I cannot abreast you in summary form as to what transpired there. Trial in sports TTs to the 4 million live sports lawsuit against ex-directors begins. Well, yes, that is another matter. As you know, the main beneficiary of that, I think it was 20-something or 30-something million. Well, he has died. What's his name? Mr. Daniel has died. So I don't know the sense of that, but I suspect it's the government will pursue it, believing that somehow it will improve their political currency. I want to tell them that their political currency has no value because they clearly have morphed into a fleet of political kobos, because that is all they could get.
In the looking to raise the dead, I used to go in a direction with the live sport kind of scenes.
They did all of that. All of these
supposedly
controversies.
the court already dead.
Yeah.
So technically the case dead.
Of course.
But just said keep it. Because it's been a political season at this point in time.
Yeah, and wasting money at the same time. I could imagine the kind of fees are being paid or have been paid to these lawyers, which of course they will keep as a secret until of course the UNC gets there and maybe have to initiate another commission of inquiry among the others that have already been declared that will be initiated under the mismanagement and poor stewardship of the Rowley-led, clearly opportunistic, political, parasitic administration. Yes, any other thing, my friend? Because we have one or two others, 15 charge for state-owned company.
Just blasting out certain things there.
15 charges for state-owned oil company, LMCS, in diving tragedy. Well, of course, that is something that you referred to earlier, but 15 charges. I think it's about 2 or 3 persons might have been the recipient of those charges. I didn't get the opportunity to read much of that, but certainly during the course of the program, I will. If I had the opportunity, I will, of course, make reference, having abreast myself as to what is really taking place there. Family man, Alvin Daniel, killed in Paletovie. So, of course, there is another, I won't say death. I don't want to say murder yet because I have not read the articles. I don't want to mislead anybody. And then, of course, the mother, 2 children found dead in a water tank in Tobago. I mean, that is awful. That is tragic. That is barbaric. That is evil. That is, I mean, stereotypical these days of Trinidad and Tobago under Rowley administration. That talks
because
about
in your readings, LENNOX SMITH, I was actually hearing whereby she was getting some sort of help accordingly. So
yeah, she was seeking help. She was seeking help. Yeah.
Huh?
She was seeking help from various agencies.
Pressure, because you also read she's not from Tobago, so obviously she was feeling from something from Trinidad, maybe the hardship, maybe whatever. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that she ran from Trinidad to, of course, hoping that she will be able to ease some of the pressures of life, because clearly she was living a difficult life, or she was in a difficult period there, and she took the 2 children. The article says that she has 2 additional children whom she left with the father, and she was making arrangements because she clearly couldn't make it with the current 2 to make arrangements for the father to take them, and she herself, of course, found herself not being able to get the
arrangements for the other 2 fathers to take them, and she was making that because she already left 2, as was said there, LENNOX SMITH. What before, if because remember, we don't know if it is suicide or however, why shouldn't just make the arrangement, give the children to the fathers or the father, and then if she make up she mind, dies what she about, well then do just that. Or is it why carry the children with you?
Yeah, well, you see, that's why I talked about deja vu earlier, because it is a similar scenario to what I described in Laventil some time ago. I think it was Trotman Street, if I'm not mistaken, where, of course, the mother is of the view that the children will suffer, and therefore let us all go. All at once. A Jim Jones kind of scenario.
Online, give us an idea to why you all and all think that she, knowing that she already left 2 with their fathers, and then it had 2 more, and she did the account that she was looking to organize the arrange for thing, and that depression hit her so hard that all right, how the children will be left to suffer if she didn't give them the opportunity to go with the father. And so, you know, your thoughts on all of that there too, Trinidad and Tobago, and many of the other front burner issues that was raised. Don't forget to send your WhatsApp voice notes. Don't forget that at all. But after LENNOX Smith explain this, then we will play some WhatsApp voice notes and open the lines for you. But go ahead, LENNOX Smith, because you say she felt that the children would have suffered, so she make up she mind or what?
Yeah, because one of the reports from one of the what I consider foundation members that would have provided some assistance to her said that in conversation it appears that she was making those kind of suicidal statements, let me put it that way, but never thought that she would actually make it happen. And then, of course, in the article, very noticeably, she said, they opened it finally, suggesting that the tank was now available. So it appears that water tank might have been shut down for some time. Why she was there. Incidentally, of course, it said that she was in Tobago for several months. She is not years. So it means she was a recent, should I say, member of the Tobago community. And she was seeking assistance. The children.
What's a water tank? Water tank. That's a water tank in the place where she's seeking help by the church. By where that water tank?
Well, the article didn't say, but it appears that it was close to her
That's
home.
why we will love it to be able to give you an idea. So we gonna know if it's a.
So Tobago, the floor is yours. Yes, we want to hear from you.
You open it already?
Yeah.
Well, but finally, only open the water tank. Remember that we were saying that telling people, hey, finally open the tank. So why it was closed? Where that tank is? But go ahead, LENNOX Smith.
Yes. And the other couple of items that we can note in that tragic situation is that people who are around Tobagonians are generally congenial and welcoming people, very gullible. And maybe that is why the crime situation is such, because I mean they probably are too welcoming. Is the place, except for Grenada, that I visited, no, I should say consistent with Grenada, where of course the people will leave their shops open and maybe go out, and people will go and if they want a tin of sardine, they take it up. You are an ordinary person from the community, you are a customer, you go, you take it up and you put your money there, you take your own change and you go your way. Of course, not at all in Trinidad, of course. Trinidad
is Grenada?
Yeah, in Grenada, yes. I witnessed that when I went there, yes. And I saw elements of that in Tobago when we were there last, inclusive of when we were there last. Remember, I think we were on some hill where that wall was, where the PDP, yes, was stating that they built a wall and they painted red and all, just because of the corruption that was almost incessant in the run-up to the last Tobago House of Assembly elections. We remember, and then of course they accuse us of attempting to create divisiveness and violence because somebody was calling with another person. So we had to stay low for a little while. We remember that one? Because we really stirred up the place, and then eventually all of them came together, and of course, the next thing,
but you know, remember that?
That
is when Farley sent us a note saying, Lilo.
Lilo, that's right, exactly. And then, of course, but at the end of the day, the PNM office was in close proximity. I think a wall was separating them, so they were in the same building, but just on different sides. And then we witnessed, of course, the PNM operatives were going inside the PDP office and hugging up and kissing up and of course telling them, well, you know what to do in spite of your apparent PNM position by having on a PNM jersey. And of course we saw the results of it. That is why we were able people to say categorically and without fear of contradiction, the only team in Trinidad and Tobago that predicted a whitewash for in favor of the PDP in Tobago. They're lucky, PNM lucky they get 1 seat. They're lucky. And of course, there's a prediction here in Trinidad as well that we will, of course, be in spite of the NACTA poll and others. You see, the NACTA poll is hedging. You notice that they're saying something, but at the same time, saying nothing and promoting the PNM, but then, of course, they're saying something that would make the UNC look good at the same time. So we know, because their professional credibility clearly will be once and for all not just on the line, but will be tarnished forever when we finally come out with the victory, the margin of victory that we expect for the UNC in Trinidad. Whatever the election is, national and the national elections on this occasion. We predicted, of course, the outcome in the local. We are going to make a prediction in the national. Of course, my personal view, 27 seats for the UNC. Gary Griffith and them, sorry about them, but of course they have to eat their heart out if they do not, of course, conform in the way that one expects persons to do. Humble, eat your pie and get in, stay on board, but do not do like Abdullah, believing that somehow you are more than what you are bringing to the table, more than what you really are. Let's not waste time. And Kamala Prasad-Bissessar was correct when she said, of course, that people with 1 or 2 members in their party could hardly string maybe 10 persons to do a walkabout, and then coming there believing that somehow you can be a major player. This game is about numbers. Numbers is the name of the game. And if you don't have the numbers, then of course you have to humble. That's how it is. And whether they want to come on board or not as a unified platform, the UNC will always be the dominant and prevalent and dominating element to, of course, lead not just the elections campaign and the moving into government, but of course when they would have actually been in government or have acquired the government consequential of the next election. Rowley and they could eat their heart out as well. They could jump high, they could jump low. They have done too much to the country for anybody to consider them as viable for managing the affairs of the country. They are simply charlatans. They are simply no goods. They are simply persons who have weaponized the government against the people, and we must accept that as a pellucid fact. Whether the PNM itself will survive after this one, with, of course, Andy and Mikey, a ground report, a corridor transformation, in the ascendancy, and of course, deepening our stranglehold on information dissemination and, of course, opinion forming. I think the PNM will have a very difficult time in opposition. I can tell them that. Trying to, of course, resuscitate or revive after the licking they would have gotten consequential of the next general elections. So, people, those are some of the issues. Yes, let me see what again. Auditor General back in court, as we said earlier, over legal fees. And as I said, one of the issues that has attracted the legal team of the Auditor General, well, statements made by, under the cover, of course, of parliamentary privilege by the Minister of Finance, Im's Birth, when he laid, of course, that special report, a special report that was advised by the opposition leader, which, of course, Imbert and they resisted by attempting, of course, to put a team together hastily to look into why that discrepancy, or some say it's not a discrepancy, but let me, out of an abundance of caution, say why that money is missing. 3 billion, and then, of course, 2 point something now, it still has to be accounted for, apart from $1 billion in expenditure that has not been verified or ratified by way of documentary support. So, senior cops claim bias in oral assessment of for promotion. Well, I did not read that article, but I think it's a current one, and it's something that seemed to be brewing its head in the administration of the police service, where they say computer glitch caused persons who were not supposed to be corporal at all, weren't supposed to get even a strike, a promotion, became promoted, and because that was announced and signed, sealed, and delivered, and people would have, of course, claimed that this is their new position, their new salary status, and all of that, and then the administration want now to take back those promotions. Well, they went to court. It's not their fault. Yeah, they went to. But if it's me, I go to court too. Will you put me through all that for? That's embarrassment. That's embarrassment to the hilt. I mean, and you can't pay for that. You can't evaluate that. You can't put a money value to that level of embarrassment. Imagine you make me a corporal. I mean, and probably I know that I didn't do too well in the exam, but all of us, were 10, 12, and counting of us, you made corporal or sergeant, as the case may be, and then you say, listen, is a computer glitch. The marks, you didn't achieve the marks that was required in order for you to be where you are, and therefore, of course, forgive us now. And no, I will go to court.
All right, but yeah, what? Just short and sweet. Brandon Daniel on Facebook said, Lennox,
Hey.
all you too well technically saying that we is Macarams in a way. You was not saying that about Gary Griffith from before. She wasn't talking about Gary Griffith before, like that. We talking like that about him now.
Well, Gary, let me reverse it on him. Gary Griffith was not exhibiting those tendencies as we see now. I hope that answers his question.
Short and sweet, I like that.
Yeah, yes. He wasn't exhibiting that. He came across as one ready for cooperation, one ready, of course, to put his shoulders to the wheel and bring his resources to the table in order to have a collective, singular front. And if the caller or the person who is making that comment would be sincere, he would have to agree with me. And therefore, his position now is a dichotomy from that which was then. And therefore, of course, I have to make a different assessment. I'm only human, and it is a human situation, and one that could be objectively analyzed. Yeah.
It's nice. So let's go to those voice notes. There. Let me check out there. Because I still have to do some blasting. So let me just play all these voice notes before I make that move. So again, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to each and every one of you that are locked on to the #1 program on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube, Corridor Transformation on Facebook, Love Until on Corridor Transformation on YouTube, in fact. Love Until on Facebook, and not forgetting the Workers' Right platform. Right, somebody sent me this morning here, and it's really interesting. So let me just play this. We'll play this one time.
Yes. What are the steps that you can take to fix the damages that's inflation?
First and foremost, stop the overspending. Inflation, high taxes, deficits, high interest rates are all symptoms. The disease is overspending. When governments spend too much money, there's only 3 ways to get it. One is to raise your taxes. The other is to borrow, which means that they'll tax you more later on. And the third way is to print money. Printing money seems like a painless way to pay for things, but it's very simple. If you have 10 apples and $10 in the economy, it's a bucket apple. If you double the number of dollars in the economy to 20, you still only have 10 apples. You're not twice as rich. It's just that each apple costs twice as much. And that is a tax on the working people because it chews up the purchasing power of your paycheck, only to pay for excessive government spending, and it balloons the asset values of the billionaires. So
right, Lennox Smith, you're clear on what it is. He said,
That is wonderful. And let me just but before I make my comment, just give a brief definition as to what economics is. Economics really is a social science. It is about how people end up with very limited resources, meaning money, to choose from an unlimited amount of goods and services. That is what that is all about. So that on the face of it, for example, if I'm living in Port of Spain and a frying pan costs $20, let's say $25, but in Chaguanas it will cost $5 more. No, it costs $5 less, I should say, $20. In Port of Spain, it's $25, but in Chaguanas, it's costing $20. One would naturally assume that you will want the one that is costing less, $20. But that is in Chaguanas. But you have to pay what, about $20 to go to Chaguanas to get that $5 benefit. So it's better you buy the more expensive one in Port of Spain. That is what economics is all about. So but that particular clip there reminds me of that scenario where governments will, of course, print more money, but you have a limited supply of goods in this particular case. And what you'll have is inflation. You're paying more for the same amount of goods or less, so that your pocket value, your disposable income, becomes almost difficult to manage. And what we are seeing in this, what is considered to be contracting economy, is the same scenario that, of course, by and large, was mentioned there in that particular clip. Yeah.
Nice. So let's play those voice notes and then just play those voice notes. We need to interact with the people.
Good morning, Andy for Brandy. Well, the motor rate is now 456, right? 456 for the day. Have a good day, Andy.
456.
Andy for Brandy. You ever see when the Prime Minister pick up himself and leave this country and more people that's dead? The day before, 3 of them get killed, right? They get shot. Now I hear a mother and 2 children. They find them in a water tank in Tobago. Man, what kind of evil in this country, boy? I don't even Dr. Rowley going, you know. The mothers will be like that. God help this country, yes, Andy. Have a good day.
Oh boy, oh boy. Hello, Mr. Pleasant, good morning to Dennis C. Paul. Journey, a pleasant good morning to you. It's not a matter of getting trouble. It only have one one lens in it. So what does do sometimes because I catch my tail, I close one eye and I peeping in the next eye there. But it went out. But remember, I had to open my eye, boy, Dennis. And I already ordered. The problem is, I already ordered put in place because here what is gone. Yes, you can organize and get your prescription, but what is gone is when you do a prescription or if it go, the lineup. You know, you're supposed to have a certain lineup. The glasses people and them who doing the prescriptions, you don't give it a lineup whereby they put a lineup where they're going to, oh gosh, the lineup of the lens itself now. From what measurement of the lens, if they're taking a tree from the bottom of the lens to the glasses to the top 1 inch or 1.5 inches or what, based on they don't get that one. That one, they get everything in the prescription, it does it that. But the lineup, you know, when you go and take our glasses, they're not going to go organize with the test there, and then they'll go think good, and then they'll take a ruler and start to measure the lineup. Where they go send back that lineup now. Well, that lineup is how they're going and do the shades or whatever the glasses.
Yeah, after the ophthalmologist would have made his her examination and the prescription of as to what size lens that would correct the problem that they would have discovered. Yeah.
Right.
So that takes some time.
People send away. People go take it, send the prescription.
Yeah.
And when they get back the glasses, it's hot in the eye. I think because it wasn't, or the lens wasn't lined up. It wasn't, so it hurt in the eye. It's still ain't working good, and them kind of thing. They line up, boy.
Yeah, like some of them dentists who specialize in dentures. It didn't line up good in your mouth. Yeah, what kind of occlusion that you want to You
Or
want to
somebody
take it
said
off.
the bill focal.
Yeah. The what? The focal part?
Bifocal, the bifocal or
Or
something.
bifocal?
Yeah, BIFOCAL. That is where they started to do. They started to get that focus thing.
All right.
So yeah, that's on the lens. So they go, no, well, all right, it's halfway on this lens is where the reading part go be. Or the top part, where bend your head is where you'll be seeing like your naturally, that and I no thing on it. That line up, them companies ain't getting it that because they know you could send away the thing. So all right, you're paying for your thing, $350, $400 for a test to get the prescription, right? And then when you send it away, right, you're getting the prescription, however, but the big focal, as that person say, is the problem.
All
They're
right.
not lining up that.
Yeah, yeah, I
That
understand.
line up.
I
So
understand
they know
where you
what,
come
all
from.
right, 1 inch, let me put Andy for the reading part, 1 inch on the glasses lens. Or based on his test, we had a game 2 inch on the glasses lens. You understand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That line up. You
Yeah.
don't get that line up. So that's why I ain't order the line up. So you see me here with a 1 lens missing glasses, boy. He closing one eye and looking through the neck. No,
Experiences of beers remind me of a test. There was a test where
somebody put it in the right way. Bifocal. So
difocal, difocal.
yeah, bifocal. They've separated bifocal.
Okay, difocal. I'm not familiar with that term at all. Difocal. I know about
That is where
I know about
so
bifocal, but
you had that part.
yeah.
So don't know if it's halfway on the lenses you're reading, and then the next half is your normal sight way when you're driving. Or what that they don't get that. Don't get prescription, but they're not getting it that. They're smart. They're keeping that for you ain't how to go away because you go spend your money, yeah, you get it cheaper. But when you get it, your head hot in your still because you ain't get that bifocal. You ain't get it.
Yeah, well, the joke was
And
that.
yes, it's a transition brand. It is a transition brand.
Okay.
Because remember when the sun come out they thing. So yes, it's a transition brand.
Yeah, you have to be
So
able
that's
to.
what going on there, boy, Dennis.
Yeah, to protect you from the sun as well, the ray of the sun, and the
Remember
impact
always how they doing
on your
something.
eyes. Yeah. I was making the point about this joke about ophthalmologist. I'm telling a fella, well, listen, close one eye. He gave him a glass of water, and he tell him, well, pour some more water inside of the glass. So he did that with the normal 2 eyes, but both eyes, and then of course he blocked one, and he tell him to pour it again, and he poured the water outside the glass. So there's a reason to have this balance, So you may be walking, one place, and the thing appear to be nearer than you think, or further, but with both eyes, you're able to see much more equitably. Let me put it that way. So
Yes.
yeah.
But let me go on to the topics there. No, don't worry about that again. I put in your I don't want to organize waste time and think bringing something and then it working and then gonna back another thing. So I already
people
get
to
you well.
Yeah, people to wait.
I will wait until I bill up.
Danny,
I just had to pay that $1,500 down and blah, 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 and that will be in order. But I rather it like that. Don't worry.
All right,
But
but
let
we
me
have
get on to
someone
business.
on the line, so we go to the lines, and
Yes.
then of course we take your
hello.
notes as
Okay,
well. Good
caller.
morning. Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, Andy, Lennox,
Yes, good morning.
Mikey.
Yes.
Are you hearing me? Can you
Loud
hear
and
to
clear.
everybody up here?
Loud
Yes.
and clear. Loud and clear.
Right. Andy, you need your bifocal to line up.
Yeah, that.
They have to measure it. They have to measure it. Because if it is off, you're going to have a lot of trouble.
And they don't want to do that.
I had that problem. Yeah, I had that problem, and I kept telling the glasses people that I have to raise up my head in order to read. It's like if I go to the grocery or anything, right? And they say no, it's good. They check it, whatever. You see, next year when I changed my glasses and I took the prescription to Boddington, right? And they measured it. They saw where it was totally off. So that have to be accurate.
Yeah.
Because if it's not accurate, you're gonna catch your nenen to be reading and all this kind of thing, right? But Andy, there are so many places advertising now, like a complete lens, bifocal, everything for about $800. If
Right,
you
but
check with
the
any
shades,
again, I'll sell it for you.
the
Oh,
the thing ain't got this. That's why it drop off. The oh god,
The
the
frame,
sheet.
the frame is
Yeah, the
the
frame
frame
ain't good. The
itself.
frame
Yeah.
ain't good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the frame ain't good at all. The frame ain't
right.
good. So don't
The
matter you
frame,
try to slack tighten up and it bend and the thing. So the frame totally say the thing totally good. How to get frame everything.
oh, okay,
Or else
okay,
the shade
yeah.
go drop back off. It go drop back out.
It will drop back off.
Yeah,
Right, right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, but you
But
just
I
get a new
usually
frame.
when I
Yeah.
go to the yeah, when I go for my glasses, I usually take the one pair at the place. You have to do it in order to get your prescription, right? And then I take it to Burlington and do my sunglasses because my sunglasses are tested and my other glasses because I always have a spare glasses handy because for the same issue, you don't know what it is can happen. You understand? And look how now you're in trouble.
Yeah,
Look
boy.
how now you're in trouble and you're fighting up the sea. That's why I always have an extra pair. Anyway, Andy, um, this was so sad. This was so sad with this mother and her two children. No, it's two little children. Andy, I strongly believe that was suicide.
You
That's
feel
my
so?
opinion,
You feel so?
because on the report, yeah, on the report that came up last night on our feed is that she was seen a couple of days ago walking naked into the bushes with the children. Now they didn't say if the children were naked, they just said she was naked. Andy, let me tell you something, depression is real, right? People make fun of you. Oh, get out to that and stop out to this and stop out to that. Depression is real. Nobody, I wonder if anybody asked her what she was going through. Why nobody said anything when they saw her going into the bushes naked, right? Annie, how long that woman was in that tank? And my thing now is, were people using water from that tank?
Oh,
Right? No, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for that lady. God in heaven knows what she was going through, and she couldn't find somebody to
to
speak
talk
to.
to. But where the
And
tank?
this is
Where
how
the
she,
tank
yeah.
feeding?
And
The tank feeding where she does work, where she live. Where
I
the?
think this is a community, it's a community water tank.
Oh God! Everybody drink she and the train boy.
I think so. Yeah, start to be corrected.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
to
got
be
that impression
corrected.
as well. I
So
got that
distraught
impression
when
as
I
well.
read it,
Yeah.
Andy. Yeah, yeah. I felt so distraught when I read it.
But where you gone? Your phone hang up there, Santa Cruz. Let me see if I can get you back. Let me see if I can get you back. Your phone just hang up there. Mm-hmm. I doubt she finish the contribution there. The phone just cut. Well, if they get voice note over, that means phone gone dead.
All right, Miss Santa Cruz, you could call back. We have voice notes that we would want to share with the audience.
Time. All right. Well, let me play some voice notes by the time.
Mhm.
Right. Let me play some voice notes by the time. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Nice. So I'm now going back there. Right, look, she calling back. So I will look for the voice notes as she done talk. While she talking, I will look for the voice note.
All right.
Go ahead.
Annie,
Yeah,
are
go
you
ahead.
hearing me now? I
Yeah.
don't know what happened. It cut off. Anyway, yeah, that it was sad. It was sad. The children, I think they say it's 2 and 1 year old. Those poor children didn't even know what happened to them, what they were going through. Eh? I tell you, your mind running, your mind thinking, how these children felt, and then you try to wrap, because I mean, we hold our babies in our hands. These children are babies, and this is how they ended up. Oh my God, Father Jesus, all I pray now and ask God that if it is suicide, please forgive her. Please forgive her. You understand? Because we don't know what the issue is going through, Andy. We don't know. We can only speculate, right? Now, the next thing I want to touch on. Yesterday, I heard Tolman saying, talking about how much money UNC people thief. I want to tell Tolman something. I only hope he pays cable bill, that he get the money time to pay the cable bill this month. We, the UNC, sorry, Rowley paid SRPK $50+ million to investigate the UNC. SRPK came from Scotland to do this. He didn't take anybody from La Roqueta. He didn't take anybody from his constituency. He didn't take anybody from his partners in the CARICOM region. No, she came from Scotland. And she found nothing. NOTHING, nothing. But you come in to ask how much it is. Look at what it. Well, look at the list that Mrs. Pasabi says read out. How much of that went to Bill Bally's house, right? And Lennox, we will remind them, Andy, right? And who established the question time for Prime Minister? It was Mrs. Pasabi's government because she had nothing to hide. And she answered every question that was before her. She never cussed nobody. She never tell nobody me. She on pavement, right? She wasn't haughty. She wasn't arrogant and ignorant and vulgar. No, she answered everyone. It was the I think it was the first the UNC and the Pandey established to question every ministry.
Yeah, Freedom of Information, Equal Opportunities Commission, Integrity Commission, none of them were a PNM initiative. Transparency and accountability was never a concern of this government. Always something clandestine and awkward, as well as
they were never concerned about accountability. The Integrity Commission, Freedom of Information,
yes,
and the Standing Finance Committee to account for every single cent that was spent, and not one time. If my memory serves me right, and I have a damn good memory, you understand? Did anything? The Standing Finance Committee, did they question where this money going or where that money going? Like what Manning was asking Rowley about the 10 million in Cleaver Heights. Right? We never heard that. We used to listen to it. Everybody was tuning in to listen to it. So when all they want to come and talk about accountability, don't look to the PNM for that, because the PNM knows nothing about it. And every single piece of legislation concerning accountability in this country was made possible by the UNC government, be it Pandey or Mrs. Prasad Sessa. So when you want to come and talk about who thiefed, look at Balize House and ask yourself a good question. How did Balize House and the sister house next state, how did they get there? When we said that they had no money in Balize House. They had to pay 4 million to the bank or whatever.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Look
right.
at yourself before you point your fingers at somebody else. Because 50 million was spent to refurbish the old Balize house when they were going to break it down. They spent 50 million. And God in heaven knows the big sister, how much that cost. Because we know that probably reached 150 million already. Right? So, sir, when you want to point fingers at people, you must make sure you're own clean. And I know you're coming to answer, and I'll have the answer for you. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You ought to feel sorry for these fellas, because they just regurgitate what the leaders say.
Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and LENNOX Smith.
Report, good morning. This video here is about a little boy who went down a pipeline to save a little girl who fell into the pipeline. He has no training. He's not a diver. He just saw an emergency. He was ready, willing, and able. And he went down in the pipeline to save a little girl. So you can tell me how all these people pleaded not guilty for not sending trained divers who were on site.
Okay, so this individual voice note is technically saying that he sent a video, but he didn't get to put it on, whereby a little boy organized and went in a pipeline to save somebody there. So let me just finish that voice note where he sent. And he say, you telling me, and that boy is not no professional, that we say. All right, let me go back to that.
For all these people pleading not guilty for not sending trained divers who were on site down in a pipeline to save them 4 men who died. Please take a look at this video, Andy. It's short, but it's very emotional, and it shows you how far gone we are as a people in this country.
Wow, you send that video with a link. If you did send it direct, don't send any, or you want me to play a video like one time, don't send it with no link. If you want me to play it on Real Media TT, don't send it with a link. Send it like natural, no link
Yeah,
to
because the system has to then link with the source. Yeah, with the sound, with the source. Yeah.
Link
So just
it and then
download it, and then send it downloaded. Because if you link, it means it has to link with another system, whether it be YouTube, wherever it is, in order to play it from there. So that is what we advise. All right.
That's how that played for your partner. So let's continue. What point we're taking, but as Lennox said, that is before the court. So we don't want to really actually talk about that aspect too much.
But Miss Sandra raised a very good point about depression, and actually, people, that is what I was engaged in the last couple of days. Where we have an organization. I'm a member of an organization called Social Workers for Christ, and they are having, of course, a charity concert on Saturday, and it is in aid of a mental health center that we are trying to establish in Point Fortin, and that is where I was on these couple of days that I went missing, and I can tell you that is a very serious development. So I'm glad that Miss Santa Cruz not knowing. Yeah, because I mean it's across the board. We had I was on television yesterday on TDT, and somebody raised a point about a pilot who went berserk in mid-air, and you see that in the teaching profession, you see that in the law profession, you see that in the medical profession as well. Imagine a nurse not feeling well mentally, and then of course after administer an injection, the wrong medicine could be inserted. So these are very very important issues that we have to address. And quite apart from that, you have the younger people. You never could tell the violence in schools, for example, and of course the murders and the gang warfare and so on that is taking place. Could be people who are not really mentally settled, and therefore their reasoning.
People bill running up the. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry about that. I thought we had no one. Go ahead.
LENNOX, good morning, blessed morning.
Good morning to you.
I want to say to all the PNM Swarats that say the UNC thief, right? Well, I want them to come back to government to thief again. And I'll tell you why. Because we never suffer. We had water 24/7, right? The children had everything good in school, they were doing well, they were educated. Our medical was better than it is today. We didn't have taxes upon taxes, and all we can't get what you want.
The crime situation is better.
The policies are done. In many PNM strongholds, the people from the government vote like if they belong there. I can tell you about that. So I want to tell them, okay, come back and keep, all you come back and keep. The treasury was full. Where they live, the green farm was full. Where they live, everything was full. And the PNM chorus is out all. You will have a best day.
Thank you very much. What that caller is saying there, Trinidad and Tobago, is that I hear where it is. This government here is wriggling corruption. A lot of corruption. Nearly $1 trillion already spent. But they say that they've been thieving. But we ain't here with our money going, nothing going on for we. But they're saying the Indian thief, don't put them back there, the thief, the UNC thief. And she's saying here it is. While them was thieving, the education system was going good. Children were still getting laptops. Old people were still getting pension raised. Minimum wage was still going on. We had work left, right, and center. The education system was good. We had water, we never was getting no calls and things, but no water, no water. The water situation was plenty better. The agriculture industry was going good. Our security when it coming to energy, our energy resources was doing very, very good. We was paying about 150 a gallon of diesel. Boy, I don't know. And them was Stephen. That's what the woman saying. And if them was Stephen, and it's all of that free laptops, this cerebral palsy children gang thing. What good? All of that.
Rowley,
Them was
well, the converse is, the opposite is, Rowley and them in Tiffin, but yet still, we are suffering the worst that we have been that we have been subjected to for the last 20 years. Yeah, that's how them fellas not Tiffin, and we can't get anything with more money than the UNC had to spend. Let's face it, people. You want to live better, we must live better. We can only live better with the UNC and Kamala Prasad Bisesa at the helm of our affairs. Reality.
Yeah. Reality. Give me back the thief, man. If it's so. Right. Some voice note.
Yes, people, and I'm inviting you all, of course, to support the effort as well. Is at the Dr. Levi Duncan Convention Center in Shogunas. I will give you, but you could call me at 337-6940 if you want tickets. Tickets before Saturday is $100 and $150 for it at the door. So if you prefer to go there, of course, a studied cast of gospel singers and so on will be there. A lot of blessed messenger, for example, very popular soca, sacred song performer. We have, of course, the Southern, and of course we have the Mark Isaac and Sean David. All of these are well known in that genre of music in Trinidad and Tobago. So and of course we have dancers and so on. So it's quite a treat for just $100 in aid, of course, of that center for people who are suffering from mental illness, whether it be depression, whether it be repression, whether it be, but not those that are clinically assessed as, deranged. We are not on that as yet. We're not. You could go to St. Anne's for that one, but certainly who we could assist by way, and we have a cadre of doctors, psychologists, and social workers on board as well, who will be doing the diagnostic, assessments and so on, so as to give you an advantage, and of course all of which is being done in secrecy, I should say confidentiality in other words, because we know that there's a stigma attached to persons diagnosed as being, of course, mentally depressed for one reason or another. So it's quite a effort on Saturday, as I said, between 6 and 9 o'clock. You'll be treated there for only $100 if you purchase it by Friday, your tickets, or $150 on the day itself from 6 to 9.
Go ahead, caller.
Good morning.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Andy, good morning. Andy, I have one comment or one statement to make.
Now, taking voice notes. So let's listen
Andy,
to the
when you want
phone.
to hear a donkey or a jackal pray, all you do is put a microphone in front of him and let him talk. You will hear all the stupidity and clown. That's very different. Then anybody call you, he willing to talk and say that crap. The man don't have nothing, not to speak, nothing, but he wants everything. So Gary Griffin, if you listen to this, brother, I'm telling you, biggest stone and not going to reach nowhere with your mouth. Because you get to these spill things and say things, and you don't know what is steam. You know what is I and me. Later on, And because I have a good name, my friend, how can I keep the color bifocal lens I have them, bifocal. The bottom part is the read, the top part is the drive. The see part is in here. Okay, like, what is the strength of the glasses? That will tell you 150, 200, 250. You gotta know what the strength of it. The lens, I mean, sorry. So you can see up here if they have them selling on Walmart, you can buy that in these. Okay.
Good morning, Andy, my brother. This is Big Ram here. Blessings to you and the Ground Report crew. Andy, I was looking at Ian Allen last night, and I saw where he had a picture with a woman and two kids in Tobago. Only to find out after from his news that he killed this woman and these two children.
I don't think that is.
Andy, what is going on with my sweet TNT? What is happening to the people in charge of our country? It is so sad that Trinidad is no longer sweet TNT. It is sad TNT. It's a sad life in Trinidad now. Have a blessed day, Andy.
Right, let me play the next voice note because I think that accurate. Remember, we don't know if it's a suicide or if it's murder. Because I ain't hear LENNOX SMITH say anything like that. But let's listen.
Andy, morning again. It's a Big Ram here. I'm listening to you about his glasses. The glasses I'm talking about is the bifocal glasses. It's where you can see near and far. What happened to those glasses is that it has been done and tested in such a way that here in America, it is required that they tell you what you're supposed to wear from the expertise. In Trinidad, they hold back a lot of information for people like you, so back in Trinidad, or many other people like yourself. So yes, brother, I have that same glasses right now with the bifocal glasses where I can see near and far. And in Trinidad, they just want to make money. In America, it's much cheaper to get it done. Thank you. This is not for radio.
Oh, shucks. But next time you have to write it. Oh, shucks.
That's good information. Very, very good
Yeah,
information. Not
I
just.
because the way you to spend your money here in Trinidad now, the way you spend it here, the way you spend it here. So they don't get all because they know you when you go online, you go order it. So they don't get the full works of the prescription. And then there's another more problem. Anyhow, I think I see in Mikey Day boy. Oh boy. All of the lines and all are open, eh? I don't know if I lost some voice notes when I was blasting. But I have no more voice notes here. So what's on your front burner, Trinidad? Look at how much things we throw out. Look at how much. So let us hear what's on your front burner this morning, man. Let's hear. Because lines open. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let us hear what's on your front burner this morning. But listen in the phone, caller. Morning. Oh, sure. Morning. Next, oh boy, look, you come on when you're done gone. Next caller, don't press it off, boy. Sorry about that. Morning, caller.
Good morning again, Andy. Good morning again. I have to call you back, Andy. Andy, this morning, I have a renewed respect for my king.
Just a minute, man. What's up this? Yeah. This thing going mad here. This song. Oh boy. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Before the preaching song on the YouTube chat, I don't know if I could sprinkle some WD-40 or something and get rid of that noise. It's kind of annoying, you know. It really is annoying on here. Anyway, as I was saying, I have a renewed respect for Mikey K this morning. Mikey have more guts than a calabash. That Mikey interviewed Barry Garcia on your Observer last night. Well, I bow down to Mikey. I give him a standing ovation. That man has guts to listen to the crap that Barry Garcia was talking. When I couldn't believe myself when I was listening to this thing. Barry Garcia. Oh, you remember the Barry Garcia who used to come and cry on the ground report? Well, Rowley, no ballet, oh God, Rowley Chernobyl, Rowley was and crying, crying. I to hear him talk now about Rowley because I think I hear somebody whisper to me that Rowley gave him some job. So right away now, you know, you have to sing for the supper. But what get me?
I CPEP contract and then contract.
Right. So you have to sing for the supper. You have to sing for the supper. Andy and Lennox, oh, what all you must get out to listen to. What get me is that he talking about how good Stuart Young did in the energy sector. How good Foster Cummins doing with the youths and them. Hey, anyone only hear the progress report on our youth program? Oh, it's just money the shit out to keep them in votes. But what kicked me, what licked me down, is when he talk about Marvin Gonzalez and the perfect water system that we get in. We get in water good, better than before. Look, today's Thursday. And if you see the water in my tap, and today supposed to be one of our scheduled days. If you see the water, we have to wait until it come heavy. If not, if the time going and the close piling them, I have to turn on my tanks. Right?
But you think he was worse than Portersville? You feel Barry was worse than Portersville?
Hey, yeah, no, let me tell you something. They are like. I feel shame for him. I feel shame. Knowing the Barry Garcia that I used to hear with the gladiator because he used to sit down and talk round with the gladiator. And hearing the Barry Garcia now, oh God, I feel shame for him that people can sing for the supper. But here the next kicker, he said he come in to give an impression or talking about the UNC, and they're so divided. I want to ask him, the PNM not divided? What he do Penny and Louis Leasing and all of them, right? When they had the internals, what he do them? He ostracized all of them. Where is Nylon Hippolyte? He ostracized everybody that was for Manning. Didn't Tashira, Karen Nunes Tashira asked a little while ago where the money came from to build Valley's house? She did. I did an interview. UNC divided, right? And what Michaela coming to talk about Michaela and what Kamala's do her father. Hey, what did Kamala do Pandey? Kamala never disrespected Pandey one day. Never. She always acknowledged him. But you're watching what Kamala do Pandey. Talk about where Rowley do Manning in Lekoto. Talk about that, Barry Garcia. We started up in Pickett's Corner and say and admitted that we went Lekoto to do. And you, Barry Garcia, came on the ground report and was crying. You said, oh, they do him, and then when you put up the picture with Manning coming from the airport, the condition of Patrick Manning, you cried, Barry Garcia. You cry. And today you could come and talk about the PNM so good. And here now, he is confident enough, confident that the PNM is going to get back there because you know why? Rowley have a lot of plans to roll out before the general election. You ain't roll out nothing in 9 years. You're coming now at this last minute to roll out. But I say to the people, take it and vote them out. Because should they win that next election, come the next day, you see how the first thing he did was fire all the people in Taroney Greens and shut it down? He's going to give all of the bread that the devil need. Take what I'm telling all you. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Mikey, boy, I admire you.
Don't be surprised, Miss Santa Cruz. I mean, Barry is saying that, hoping that he will be able to keep his CPEP contract. And of course, the fact that he has been silent for so long tells you that the doghouse in which he was placed early in the Rowley administration's term, and the fact that he himself was castigating and anti-Rowley shows that there has been a metamorphosis that took place between then and now. So now the opportunity for renewing mandate is here. He believes that he has to protect, of course, the indefensible. So it's not surprising, frankly, from people like that. I trust that he could. I trust it will last him into, of course, the next UNC administration's term.
Morning, caller.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, just listen to Santa Cruz, and I want to actually endorse a couple of just elaborate a couple of things that she was saying. With respect to the water, right? When the water comes in the pipe, the good water, and they say we get it. You either getting coffee or you're getting milk before you actually get water. One out of the two, right? And that is when you decide to get water, right? The second thing is, right, with respect to the division of the UNC and the division of the PNM, right? When the PNM is divided, right, they do highlight it, 1 and 2. When elections come around, everybody just come together and vote back to the PNM, right? The UNC, on the other hand, every little thing that the UNC do, whether it's white laundry, yellow laundry, dirty laundry, clean laundry, it end up in the media, right? They always highlighted it. The UNC divided, right? And the other thing is, people like to take a lot of Chino because UNC is a party that apparently there are a lot of people who are trying to get vote, right? Now, I am politically neutral, right? I know who I'm going to vote for, and it's not going to be red because I pray to see blood, right? So I just saying that. But the thing about it is that the UNC has to be able, the UNC people have to be able to put aside whatever differences that they have whenever the internals and things finish. When they got settled, all our way is one, right? All our way is one, and we have to continue to do that. That is what PNM does. That is it. That is the one thing that the PNM have over the UNC, right?
Hello. Thank you for your contribution. Next caller, morning.
Hello, morning, Andy, morning, I'm Mikey K. LENNOX SMITH. Morning, Trey and Tobago. Hey, Andy. You see, here we're going on, and the man that just listen and thing, because at the end of the day, boy, we just calling, making a contribution, talking out, speaking out, and seems like nothing ain't changing at all, boy. Look, we in September, October, November, December, a whole year, they're looking to go and nothing ain't happened, boy. This government just going down the road with spite, wickedness, and evil vindictiveness, boy. You think? And yes, the callers has make some lovely contributions, make some nice points, nothing, but so far, boy, for this whole year, just talk. None of we inside the shit, not boy. And they're going through a little problem here, man. Watch me. And it's not me alone, you know, it's everybody, you know, but at the end of the day, boy, who feels it knows it, boy. You understand? And everybody just talking. I fed up at this talk, you know. I fed up at this talk, shop thing, boy. I ready to go out there, I ready to do something, boy. This thing frustrating the citizen in this country, boy. And people have it up to their neck. You understand? And all we doing is just talking and complaining and no action, boy. I fed up by Andy, boy. This thing have me overbearing with me right now, by Andy, boy. I don't know what else again to do and what else again to say, but the most I could do is say, time for me to hit the streets, by Andy, boy. Look on and listen, my brother. Blessed morning, teacher and everyone.
Teddy sounds convincingly frustrated, boy.
Yeah, Teddy, like the last thing he did.
Morning, Mike.
Yes.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning.
Hold 1 minute. Let me just give you this. Caller, listen in your phone. Go ahead, caller. See? Harry, don't listen to your radio or your computer. Well, your gadget.
Morning, Finland.
Go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning, Harry. Everybody know you have to
morning, Finland. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Harry. Good
morning. If all you want to live, if all you want to live in Trinidad and Tobago, vote UNC. If all you want to dead, vote PNM. You see them people who are dying Tobago, them children were dying Tobago in that town. That is natural poor. The woman had nothing. She begging. People running here. That's what people does do here. The people who have money that run here, they want their kid, they give you a plate of food. All they understand what's going on. Or people have to read and spell for you. The father might be neglecting and putting licks in the woman. Why the woman have to leave and run out? That's the first question all they have to ask. She are eating, she have no food, she going to people and begging, they're running. She have to take she 2 children and sing. And I know plenty people who don't even have money to buy food to eat. And they're bringing on taxes and all kind of thing heavy on people. I for one not pay no blasted property tax, and anybody come from my right the way I upset about that. I feel I will discuss them, so I don't want to be around when they come. I must be in my garden some way, boy.
But if they come, we're going to do them. If you are wrong, what do you do them?
I want to say something again, and I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, vote NC if all they want to live. Vote PNM if all they want to dead, and that is it. All the old talk with Gary and Mikel and them, there was nowhere wrong. All they always brace and discarding Kamala. Kamala is the only person I love for all you, and giving all you a plate of food. Andy Williams, I'm telling you, my business yesterday, I went to Rudy and Nursing and looking for a little handout in order to do some printing in the Rivulet Road to brighten it up. So I'm looking for people, I from Central, all who believe in it, and they give them a number and all you come and bring all your pain, and I have some work and I have some things to do. So I need support. And I went on to work and I didn't want nobody laugh at me. I'm willing to work, as I say, share your number, and let me come out and do something, and I'll share it to the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. I really need to remember. I could do things, or you take my number and all you come and join and we make a plan. I'm going to brighten down the road and all the different things about the ills and wills that were going on. So when people pass, they will read. I can read so much that I need some people who could spell, some people who could draw good, and bring knowledge on board and use my home as a target. I have business. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago.
The ground report. Andy Williams.
Go ahead, Mikey K. A pleasant good morning to you, my brother.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning, loud and clear.
Yes, loud and clear.
Good morning to my brother. Yes, indeed, Andy Pitbull Williams, LENNOX Smith, technical director, everybody locked on. Good morning indeed. Hey, let me say good morning to Miss Santa Cruz. Boy, ooh, Barry Garcia. I don't know who get heartburn, who get cold sweat. But you see, that's the reality. And we've been telling you that it's not going to be a walk in the park. Even last night, I told you on the program, I said, his reality is not going to reflect what you are living on a daily basis. It is not compatible to your reality. So everybody who thinking that the PNM doesn't have any campaign, the PNM is so bold, so confident that they will go out there, have the tenacity to campaign on failures. That's right. Because only 3 things they need. Their campaign strategy is only based on 3 things when it comes to their message. And that is to lie, buy, and pacify. That's it. Just 3 things. Lie, buy, and pacify. And they are going to do it. They've started doing it already. When you see news reports and things coming up on social media about this handout and this grant and that grant, yeah, they're buying. And when they start to tell you things about the fact that it was because of the opposition that Mr. Jindal kids and the energy sector, they're lying. And when they come now into the areas and they start playing the race card and making the people feel guilty and come back to the tribe, they're pacifying. So that's it. They're going to lie, buy, and pacify. That's their strategy. And they're going to do it bold, in your face. They ain't care, broad daylight. So what are we going to do?
Have the mainstream media back up on the mainstream media when that time reaches, because they will buy, they will block all this stuff.
Because when you see these grants and all these things handed out, is mainstream media going to pick up that? Mainstream media ain't coming into the communities and actually trying to get to the root of all our social ills, which is Rowley and the PNM. But they're there for this distribution and that distribution and get into the psyche of the people. What? They're real helping people now, boy. They're real giving people things now, boy. And it is a lie. And then the pixie dust because they go in and buy, whether it's counselor here, whether it's activists there, whoever, they are going to find the money, the same money that they can't pay NGC, the same money that the divers and the divers family waiting for, the same money that what's your name? The minister of education say they don't have to fix the schools. That same money they're going to put in people's hand to buy them. And then make people feel as though with all the guilt and thing, hey, we know we make, you heard Barry last night, you know we made mistakes, we dropped the ball at certain things, but better days are coming, and you're going to have better things, and we're going to start rolling out. You know how long they started to roll out programs? 9 years in, roll out nothing to benefit the people. You're going to do it in a few months? And this man was confident when he spoke last night, Lennox and Andy. And that's why people have to understand nobody's going to sidestep and just allow us to waltz into government to save this country, to serve and deliver to the people. The PNM is not going to do that. They are going to campaign on their failures. And as long as they lie, which they're accustomed doing, and they buy now because they're finding the money fit, and they're making the people feel that, hey, better days are coming, so they're pacifying them. That is their strategy. That will be, of course, right there rooted in their message. We made mistakes. I'm sorry. It's a whole Jimmy Swaggart campaign, you know. Rowley, I know there are things that I should have done different, but I want to remind you. Let me remind you, and I'm going right back to say something about Kamala and the UNC. And people, we can't sit by idly and just be observers to injustice. We cannot simply be observers to injustice. It's 9 years we watching. It's 9 years we suffering. It's 9 years we under pressure. It have nothing left in your wallet, nothing left in your pocket, nothing left in your purse, nothing left in your bank account, absolutely nothing. The middle class has been wiped out, but they are coming to lie, buy, and pacify. That is the message, and that is what they're going to operate on. Are you ready? Do you really want to live better? Then rise above that. Rise above your pettiness. Rise above trivial issues. Rise above who say and she say and them say, and get out there and do the work. Start to do the work. You call Sister John yet? You call Paga and them in Arima? You call them in W. O'Mara? You call Senator Annie Roberts? You call David Nacken? You make a call to Kirk Megu? What committee it have? Where can I serve? Where can I get in? Where can I fit in? What can I do to make sure that I build a UNC voter? That is the objective. When you wake up in the morning after you say your prayers, your mind has to be reeling to that. How do I build a UNC voter? That is what matters most. Not all talk, talk, and this one and that one. They are coming to lie. They are going to buy, and then they will pacify. Are you ready to live better?
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Morning caller.
Morning, Ground Report.
Go ahead, caller. Morning, morning.
Morning. Andy Felix here, right?
Go ahead, Felix.
Morning. Yeah. I wanted to tell Barry Garcia to tell Rowley to give Trump a call and ask him for the 2025 plan. Lennox, Marley McDonald carry the Calabar Center by Mr. Paul Spain. Like Rowley take it and put it with the nuts. All right.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Sarcasm will get you everywhere.
Morning, Andy. Because I'm not saying on the TV.
Probably breaking up bad way.
I know. Really telling me that.
Not too good, family. I love to hear your contribution, but for some reason you're not coming through clear at all.
Well, I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know if it's the line that you're using. Is that a WhatsApp call?
Try to call my call 3683053. Call my phone. Let me see if you come across clear. Right? Yeah, call it. Yeah, call it 366. Oh boy. So let me just finish off these.
It are calls coming in.
The word is bifocal, and it's not alignment, it's alignment.
Well, right. Come on, let me continue.
Andy, that lady was going through postpartum depression. Postpartum depression happens when you make children too close
to one another. Just now, let me just finish off this voice note here.
to one another. You have 18 month and a 2-year-old, I mean a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, I believe. And that is the case there, right? In most instances.
Oh boy, what I will take all the calls just now. Let me just finish the call. Just now they're telling all the calling. So we'll be playing some voice notes.
Doctors will tell you that when you have children to space them out.
Boy. All right, morning.
What is everything clear now? I know everything clear.
Clear enough, but go ahead. But still kind of. But go ahead.
You may have to call her, Andy, perhaps.
And see.
Yeah, you may have to call her and see. I don't know why, but I love to hear her contribution. I know many people have been saying that. I want to hear her clearly, man.
Morning,
This is a
caller.
powerful thing. Morning.
Yeah, let me first me out on that got here. But you hear me good?
Yeah, we hear you.
The first week when Rowdy became king, the first Friday he suspended 3 people from the party. One was Barry Garcia, the gladiator.
Yeah.
And a woman from Cookery named she died now. UN Spandy and the other Spandy and them did like her. Was she a big woman, but she died now. Barry Garcia was suspended by Dr. Rowley the first week he got into office. So here what happening now? Get a couple contracts and he's accepted into the PMM pool. Barry Garcia went in and Rowley had the convention of Shaggy Ramos. Barry Garcia told me and it is known that Rowley was coming up against Manning for leadership. Barry Garcia told me he opened his fingers and gave Rowley one slap in his face with Radita was right there was cussing him, and the woman from Cookery was there cussing too. So Rowley Gary is a shit. Trust me. They suspending, they bring him back into the fold because of the politics. All right, guys. Later.
All right. Nice happy and man. Here he say he was right there. Morning, caller.
Good morning. All right, morning again. Now, I just want to add 3 more words to what Mikey K was talking about. Mikey K talk about lie, buy, and pacify, right? Right, Mikey? That's the 3 words you use.
That's right. That's right.
Right. There are 3 more words I want to give you that the PNM does. Right? Share, care, and smear. Right? First of all, they will share the $300 in the jersey. Right? When they give it the people. How much ever money they put in the jersey, that's what they're going to share. Right? Then they're going to smear everybody who against them. They will engage in a smear campaign against every single person. Things that they are opposing them. And then they will scare. They will use the bullying tactics. If you don't vote for me, you wouldn't get this. If you don't vote for me, you wouldn't get that. Right? So I remember some time ago, right, a relative of mine was working in the UNC office in Marval, right, when Joe Perez was going up against Colbert in Marval, right, and Diego Martin, at the time it was Diego Martin East, Right now they were in the northeast, right? And that person actually had to. That person was locking up the office because it was close to where he was living. And when he just heard a noise outside, when he turned off all the lights, and he went and he was looking. When he realized what is going on, he had to duck under the table so nobody could see him inside the place, right? And wait for them to go. When he gone, the whole place vandalized. They paint a bullet hole in the middle of Joe Perry's forest, all kind of things. That is the scare campaign. Then you have the smear campaign and you have the share campaign. So I just want to add those three words to the three words that Mikey K spoke about earlier. Right? Thanks again, blessings, and we have to stand up, strong. And we also, as I said earlier on, put aside our differences. We don't care who wins or who loses the internal elections in the UNC. All that we have to stand up as one and come out and show them that we are afraid. Right? We want to get rid of the red, get rid of the red. Right? Get rid of the blood stain on this country, and let me see the rays of the rising sun come up again in 2025. Blessings, everybody.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because if you don't do that, the hormone imbalance that you have, while your body coming back down after making the child, the first, and that lady was going through postpartum depression. Postpartum depression happens when you make children too close to one another. She had 18 months and a 2-year-old, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, I believe.
Now, only the man thing had to play. The man thing had to play. Oh boy, what about just now? Let me just finish off this man thing.
And that is the case there, right? In most instances, doctors will tell you that when you're having children, to space them out within 3 years. Because if you don't do that, the hormone imbalance that you have, while your body coming back down after making the first child, the imbalance going to get you into a depressive mood, and that is the case that lady must be went through. She was having personal issues, and furthermore, the depression from the hormone imbalance is what took her down that road to go and kill them children. And these things happen to women, but people don't understand that, right? Doctors will tell you about it. Postpartum depression. Have a good day, Andy.
All right, Andy. Well, Andy.
Yeah, I'm calling back to, I just remember the lady name from Cookery. Her name was Dorothy.
Dorothy?
Yeah.
Dorothy. As I said, Rowdy banned him, Gary Garcia, the Gladiator, and Dorothy from Cookery. And plus, I'm not a...
What about Twiggy? What about Twiggy? She didn't get banned around that time too?
No. But just 3 people.
All right.
Gladiator, I am not a PNM. Gary and them told me that in Woodford Square.
Yes, I remember Dorothy, a bald-headed, a very full woman, and it was Kamala who, of course, eventually in her last days on the face of this earth, took care of her. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Dorothy had made it clear to them that she had left a long time ago. So
Yeah. When the look how long I leave the PNM.
Yeah,
how long I leave the PNM.
She used to be in Parliament making noise for the PNM. You know, she used to disrupt Parliament. Yeah. She was that, and then of course turn her back
on that historical day. Yeah. On that historical day when she got up and said, I crossed the floor.
Yes, she did that in the Parliament. Yes.
In the Parliament, yes. So that's something.
She always in the gallery. Always was in the gallery.
Always
rooting for the PNM. Yes.
Caller.
Early morning.
Who's on the outside?
Early morning. Andy, Lennox, Mikey. Mikey, I left that President Andy, but he didn't play, so I'll stay personally here. This is your neighbor, Mikey.
Hey, my brother.
You have more patience than Job. According to what Mr. Sanapu said, you have more patience than Job to tolerate that man last night, Mikey. You're real good. Serious. You're good, you're good, you're good. Take care.
Again, we had to know what the political enemy is saying and how they're thinking. And the thing about it, gentlemen, the man was cool, calm, and collective. So which means that in itself is a psychological factor when it comes to pacifying. Because when they get down there, they go get cussed, they go get spit on, they go get all kind of talk. But the PNM understands that in itself is part of the game. And while you cussing and carrying on, they go say, hey, that water thing, it ever get fixed? No, it ain't bleeping. Look how long I bleep tell all here. Hold on. And the man who they send in the area, whoever had gone, he calling the hardware one time. Send up 4 tanks for me, please. What your number is what? What's the address? What? Don't bleep. This is number 8. With all the cussing and all that going on. By the time they finish with that pixie dust, which is the buying, they come back across it. They go on, They go on again with the PNM. They go tell it, don't get me wrong. I still PNM strong. And what Barry Garcia displayed last night was that exact thing. That's part of the component. Like buy and pacify. Pacify is now they know pacify is the ones who taking the lie, that is not much work. Because they've been accepting these lies for the past 9 years. Even before that. Anything come out of the PNM crap mouth, they go take it. The ones who they had to buy, most likely it might be UNC people they're looking for. I've been honest with you. This is a battle. I can't tell you it's a battle and then put on kitten gloves and lay out to you some kind of little, toddler party. It's not going to be a party. It's not going to be a walk in the park again. You'll hear that time and time again. That is the buying part. And to pacify, they know that is the most difficult part. That is the challenge. Because they're going back into the areas and they go get cussed. They go get cussed. They know they go get cussed. All talk. But they know that by the time the people boil on like Baji, they don't hand out the pixie dust and they're like, all right. But we had to get on so for it to bring things. Why we had to be carrying on so? Sometimes we are busy. And I can tell you this. Dr. Rowley has not forgotten about you. You don't have a day go by when he asks about the people in this area. And all that stupid talk. And that, gentlemen, back in the game, back in the game.
Very, very well said. Back in the game. And
I think, gentlemen, a practical example of that was when Marlene McDonald was arrested. He found himself at the auditorium of the town hall, and he was asking the question. He says, listen, you divorcees, if you knew that you would have ended up in this situation, would you have, of course, married in the first place? And they started clapping. They said, no. So in other words, then, he was asking for forgiveness and pardon for choosing Marlene McDonald and the tragedy that she turned out to be subsequently. And that was it. So you're quite right, Mikey. Beautiful assessment. That's a practical example of how they operate.
So now that we know that, yes, we have a right to be upset because we know the reality we live in. Barry Garcia and them ain't talking nothing about empty bank account. They ain't talking about women who have to compromise their sexuality to put food on the table. They ain't talking about the men in this country who they emasculated because they feel worthless. They feel nothing with their family. They're not talking about that. They don't care about the 2,000 plus that fell through the cracks, which is our students. They don't care about the elderly who are now soft targets, who are afraid to leave their home to even go and get a pension because they can be abused, kicked down, assaulted, and the money gone. They don't care about the people who jump in your wall and come in through your window and taking advantage of you and your family. They don't care about that. That does not exist. There's only one thing that matters most of all, and that is victory for them. And that is why they will lie, they will buy, and they will pacify. They don't care about all the social ills that are affecting you. They don't care about that. They will campaign on their failures, but they will sell it. You think the people who they're lying to don't know they fail? You think people who they're buying out don't know they fail? You think the people... You think the people who they pacify, you don't think they know they fail? All of those people in those categories know that the PNM has failed, But the PNM know how to press the buttons. Don't get tired.
Yes.
Do not get tired, boy. We have there, Andy.
Caller.
Lennox.
Hey.
Mikey, good morning.
On.
You know what's going on with me now, but I also call back in and for my first contribution because like I behind time. I ain't only on the radio at all. Right? Anyhow, you know what's going on with me now, boy. And this is something where I just always watch and I will always raise the issues about people might like it. No, I watched whereby the other day the commander bulldoze the farm. Means see no UNC councillor. Means see the man who does run for the government. Means I see I mean see nobody. The only person was down there was Andy. You understand? And yet still we want to gain the trust and the love of the people at the Martin environment, environments. And I find that was really disturbing, to know that nobody in come to these people in must fight or what now, boy. To me, I find as a ground troop, I find I was supposed to see some kind of councillor there, some minister there, boy, show some kind of interest, but then when election time come, we go be looking for the vote and all this kind of thing. Man, I like how I talk there, but at the end of the day, the facts now, boy. This is how it goes now, boy. Hello.
Yeah. We are hearing you, and it is the fact. It is really and truly the fact that it's so. Remember, I from they go to you all, and how they will think is they'll be like, look at that. When we under pressure, we go, yeah, whether it's a PNM hole or not, where we go, it's not everybody in they go just vote PNM, right? But what they will do is they go organize and they go watch it as. Look at that. They ain't coming, they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. Nobody coming out. But we will see them when it's elections, when the bell ring, then we go now see them coming to we and not thinking. And that's the same thing to how Tobago people thinking. Where at least send people in Tobago, talk to people, meet people, go Lavanti, go in the Beatum, meet with people, talk with people. Though on the coast, that same Sandy Grande coast, go meet with people during the normal. Meet with people, talk with people and whatever. So in that way, the senior in advance. So when it is you do come around just a election time, then people and them cussing you already, them saying in their mind, yeah, all right, I will get time, but them done same way. I only see you election time. I don't see you before. Hence the reason why Andy for Grandy was on the ground long before. You understand? And Teddy and like.
Right.
Teddy and like.
And the reason why I could bring this to the point at the forefront, dog, that I talk on the ground right now. I talk on the ground right now, all on the Gaza, all going on the C3 side, I talk on the ground. You understand? This is why I could bring this to this morning, because me coming here with no fabrication, no tales, You understand? It's time for people to... Bye.
Right. So what's he talking going quick before you go? So people will know how to operate in order to win votes. As Mikey said, it's about winning a UNC vote. Winning a UNC vote. Nobody is saying the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesada go down there with it go. But Diego Martin supposed to have representatives down there. It have a Diego Martin executive. Somebody on the executive supposed to be touching base with the people that is in distress within the Diego Martin area. And not only touch base with them when an election bell call, because it come like a done loss already. You understand? But again, it's up to people if they want to listen, if they want to think, however. And that has been the perception in plenty of the PNM areas. And that is a perception we need to deal with and organize and put in place and give that type of support. Hence the reason Mikey say, call this one, or call that one, call this one, call that one. And some only living and they go. Right around and only just never show. That's bad. That's bad. As he say, passive. Where's he treating Mikey?
Well, it's quite simple, my brother. They're going to lie, which they are.
And I saw that 15 in the 3 words with PNM and the Mama guy. Don't get tired.
Lie, buy, and pacify. That's it. That's the message. That's what they do. They're accustomed to the lying. The lying comes easy. The buying, imagine that What a slap in the face. We had to go and pay more for TNTech. We had to go and pay more we had to go pay property tax. All of these things that you have burdened us with because you tell us you don't have money. But now you go find money to buy because that's part of your strategy. And then, of course, pacify. And when I say pacify, it ain't going to be subtle, you know. It's the race card again. Yeah, we're going on. I know you're back.
I want to go and say,
know
let's go vote for the opposition. Let's go vote for them.
Yeah.
Them Indian don't like all you.
Exactly.
When only see them Indian and them coming in the area when only has some kind of thing. If only flood out or if only have a problem or whatever, only see them Indian and them coming there. Oh, them Indian, them against all you know. Them against all that's what PNM they sell. I hear that in my head for years.
That's right. By the time he get on that phone and he start calling the hardware and they start getting the thing up, they say, hey, listen, we know how it is. We know how the thing does go. We know all the upset. All right, I come, the customer, whatever. But let me ask you something. At the end of it, who else go take care of it? Who else go take care of it? You feel them people go take care of it? Or they live in Carney? Or they live in, they live in Williamsville? Or they live in Princeton? Let me be honest. Who else? I know your mother. I know your uncle went to school together. All they know better than that. What they're talking about. And that is why when you hear people say that I don't understand, after all that has taken place in the past 9 years, people will still go out there and vote for the, yes, they will. Yes, they will. When they are lied to, when they are bought out, and when they are pacified, yes, they will. And that is why you have to bill a UNC voter. When we say bill a UNC voter, it means something that is not going to sway, something that is not going to shift, something that is not going to lose focus. Yes. You asking yourself if they will still go out there and vote for them? Yes, they will. Their bank account is wiped out just like yours. Their children will have no future just like yours. They can't find the money to pay property tax just like you. They're suffering just like us. But because they are going to be lied to, they are going to be bought out and they're going to be pacified. Yes, they're going to stay in their fingers still. Yes, for the Balize. That's right. So you have to build a UNC voter, a strong UNC voter. When we bust out of the gates in the marginals, we must have the numbers already. Before the polling stations even open, we should have the numbers already. That is how you defeat them. That is how you get past their lies. That is how you look at them with cut eye when they come with the pixie dust. Take it. But remember, and that is when you cannot fall for the nonsense and the propaganda when they come to pacify you, because you would know better. You're standing strong. You know about your children. You know about their future. You know about the economy. You know about crime. You know about infrastructure. You know about good health care. You know what is best for this country. And you know it's Kamala Prasad, Mr. Sandy UNC. That is what you know. And as long as you stay focused on that, you will circumnavigate all their madness. You won't fall for the lies. You won't be bought out. And you won't fall for the propaganda when they start to pacify. That is important. Not Barry Garcia and Barry Garcia history and this one history. It's about your business. When you will stand on your business is to live better. And that is where you should understand your role and purpose. Stop the crying. Leave the crying for the babies. Are you ready to live better?
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
The lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me see if I have any voice notes there. What's on your front burner, man? So look out, Faith, y'all. Look out, Faith. Look out, Faith. We have plenty work to do. Plenty work.
You're right about that.
Andy, Mighty K, Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Good morning. Andy, we keep on asking this wicked, cold-hearted, undermined, corrupted, dirty, bad mind, wicked PNM, to call a date and time for a general election in this country. It going through one ears and coming back out. You see, when people don't have a heart, this is the behavior of them. You understand? They don't business, they don't care. This is the styling of them. That is why my Trinbagonian people, when you see that date and time call in this country, only don't hesitate. Just the same way they're not hesitating to do people wickedness in this country, don't hesitate to vote them out by the hundreds and the thousands. This election should be where this man shouldn't get not even one seat. No way. You understand what I'm saying, my people? PNM must not get not one seat, no way. And I bet you that will send Rowley somewhere he don't want to go. You understand what I'm saying? So my Trinbagonian people, let us stand together, come together and shut down this country. Shut it down and call for a general election because nothing is functioning, nothing is working, nothing is going forward, everything going backward. Let us stand together and stand firm and put on our boots and fight this war politically. Mash them up politically. We keep saying PNM nothing, yellow is the code. Andy, people have to done pass and wake up and smell coffee, all them thing done gone. Now it's time to pack and go forward. You understand? Time to make a move. Have the ball rolling. Make that ball start to roll. Because if we start to roll that ball ain't moving and going no way. Trinbagonians, let us do what we have to do and get rid of this wicked, dirty, corrupted, dirty-minded PNM out of government. You understand? PNM nothing, yellow is the code, and it's that. And then I also forget to mention, imagine the PNM dragging these little children all over the place with the dirtiness, going by people's gate and calling out to convince them to vote for them. If you talk about run, they get in run. These people really have no shame, I'm telling you, boy. Yeah, nah, the only thing people ain't doing them right now because they're walking with the children, it's like they got some dog behind them. They to tell you how they don't want to even see these people coming in front of the place right now. You understand what I'm saying? So they're carrying these little children and them all over now to make it look as though like, oh God, it's some kind of sympathy. It ain't no sympathy, nothing. You understand? They don't want to hear them. They don't want to see them. So try on all and leave the little children home. The little children crying. They kind them all over the place, dragging them. The people them saying, hey, if they didn't have them little children, they got some pit bull behind them. And here what I'm telling you, the word on the ground is people changing their mind because they're done making up their mind already. You understand what I'm saying? They might be silent, but watch on the see performance. Let it just call a date and time on go see for yourself. Hey, watch now. These people really wicked to themselves now. Oh, Father, Andy, the wicked. Trust me, PNM nothing. And it's that.
Andy, morning. I just want to highlight something that I observe in San Grande. On the Toko Main Road, there a new development is happening there. And a lot of mud, a lot of slush on the road, one. Two, that area normally floods depending on the volume of rainfall. And now that development, no trees, nothing is there anymore to hold that water, right? So you would have got continuous flooding depending on the rainfall that is happening in that area, right? Someone should look, the EMA should look into that because the community is not saying anything. And I think the EMA should look into that. Why all this land is just being cut down, trees cut down, and nothing is being said or done.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox Mikey, and to everybody again out here. It was Twiggy. It was Barry Garcia, the Gladiator, and Twiggy were suspended from the party because of, according to Franklin, kind of their behavior during the election campaign. That is what happened. And as to the gentleman who was speaking about when you have children too close together, it causes postpartum depression. So I didn't know, are you a doctor? I know you're not a woman to go through it, but that is not what causes postpartum depression. Read up on postpartum depression and then come and give an opinion. Because people who went through postpartum depression, right, like myself, telling you that you are wrong in your in what you are saying there. Learn about it and then talk about it. Because postpartum depression is something serious. It's nothing to play with. It's a hormonal imbalance. It's a combination of a lot of things. But rest assured, it has nothing to do with the close proximity of the children. Because my two children were 5 years apart. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Good morning, Andy. Lennox Smith. Why he want to see a UNC person there in a Digo Martin PNM constituency? Why? Where is the PNM the parliamentary representative for them? Why? Where is he? Eh? And Andy, you have your opinion, I have mine. Why do you want a UNC person there? They vote UNC. Let them vote UNC first, and then UNC go represent them. You have a nasty man saying, I have 20-something thousand people in my, and I don't know none of them. Where is he? But go and show it yourself, boy. You want people, you UNC people to come and represent them? Them like any UNC people? If they like UNC, vote UNC, because the same people who come like put on she boots the day she win and went in the flag day and help them, they then vote for she after that. They vote for PNM 2 times after that. What nastiness you talking about, boy? Where you living? You living in Alice in Wonderland? Boy, go and show now, boy. Go and show. Andy is me again. What talk on the ground he talking about? The talk on the ground is how UNC man. Out of all what going on in this country, all the talk on the ground is the UNC person there. Indigo Martin without destroying the crops. And that's all he could talk about. You see how wicked these people is? That he talk on the ground. What talk on the ground, boy? The talk on the ground is get PNM out. And he should be advocating for the people of Digo Martin to vote out PNM. That is what this talk on the ground is. Like Johnson, boy.
Hola, Teddy boy, gone so. We had to organize 2 Teddy and talk to the people down there, man. You had to let them know, change the ways. Yeah, that man, boy. Oh, good. So we just put it, boy. Let me continue this voice note. Say, oh, good. Let me take them. Wow. I know now, boy. I know. Wow.
Andy, good morning. Andy, imagine a guy on a debate tell you that black people, because he mentioned Haitian, that eat cats and dogs and everything. Imagine one guy put down a whole race. One guy talk nasty about a whole race of black people eating dogs and cats and everything. You know, he didn't say cats first, he said dog. He wouldn't say a white man, he said cat. But he said,
Wait, let me finish the voice note there, boy. No, just now. Teddy, just now. Let me finish his voice notes there now. Oh, but the man thing there, the people doesn't want to vote with UNC at all, too, Teddy. You don't understand that.
Hey, let me say morning to Silver Fox and the good folks in Tobago. Who do you have? Who we have? Morning.
Let me finish this voice notes there, boy. Oh, God, it's other man saying it. That's not boy. Man, what you talking about? What you talking about? Let us vote UNC First boy. Boy, that man talk the real vex boy. What? That man I want to hit Teddy right now. Nah? Teddy, don't tell him what he block saying partner. Right? At the end of the day, PNM people getting distressed and they're supposed to stand up for themselves. That's what the man saying there. Right? Oh God, let me take let me take some calls. We will go back to the voice notes. Because they're disturbing the calls. Morning call.
Andy for Grandy and Grandy for Andy.
Yes,
and that is why we want power observers. I know media, but we have to get it in this country for the 2025 general election in December next year. So, Uncle Lennox, Mikey, and Andy and Clarence, they are on the Workers platform, and where all this is being shared. Now, Uncle Mikey, I would like to crave your indulgence for 2 seconds more than the tolerance level of Andy. Andy is going up in Grandy, and he's walking the whole Grandy constituency from top to bottom, the end to end and the width. And Roger Monroe is the PNM candidate elected in that area, right? And Andy now, I will ask him on air to explain to the listeners how much ills and suffering and neglect and the people, especially in the fishing areas and simple facilities, is lacking. I want Andy to say to his own mouth so people will understand that when you choose a political player, right? And then they get you because you know why? You see now in the 5th and final year coming here, we could tell you your mother come and your Rory mother come pepper in Tobago. But they don't care about that. As long as I get $1 and a piece of bread now in my hand, yes, master, and we dancing to the beat. They play nice upbeat music, and all the pain and suffering is no more. So they beat on that beautiful show. So, let me be real, right? And I wanted to answer those questions. And Uncle Mikey, exactly what you're saying. You call it the pixie dust, but they will call that in the Straight Master House, the little cornbread. So have a nice day, Andy. I have more to say, but it are callers. Let me hear the views of them.
Thank you, Cora. Thank you.
Yes, yes. But if you're ambitious and you want to go for an area where there's PNM or not, you have to meet the people. Meet the people early. Talk with the people. Meet with the people. It is what it is. You may not win, but early in the game, before any bell ring, you meet the people. So when you do go back to them, they go, if it's out of 10, you might get 2. Every vote counts, you know. Out of 10, you get 2. You say, well, hey, all right. I will give you a chance because he was in the area early. He didn't just come because election call, and that's what the people is think.
No, man. No, Andy. This is not rolling dice.
Yeah, but they go
You
Martin
can't
different to
get-
Grandy. They go Martin different to Grandy. Totally different.
Yes, but you cannot go into battle and pick and choose how these things are going to be laid out. You want all. Is everything you want. You want to scrape the plate. All. You go in there and you're letting the people know the facts of the matter. We have the playbook of the PNM, you know. We have the playbook, you know.
Yeah.
When you meet people, don't lie to them, you know. Tell them one time, hey, here what's going on. If that people will come after me in red, when I go on, they will come and talk to you as usual. Just like how they talk to your father, your mother, your granny, your auntie. It's a whole generation of talking, promises, and your life has gone nowhere. They come in. I ain't gonna lie to you, they come in. They are coming, and they're going to lie. Go back and ask your grandmother if she's still alive, the amount of lies she heard, and your father and your mother. And they come in with money. I ain't lying, they come in with bags of money. They come in to buy you one set of pixie dust. And here we're going on too. They come in and play you for a fool. You know, in these areas, people don't like disrespect. I find you disrespectful, boy. Yeah, they come in to disrespect you because they come in to pacify you. They come in and tell you here what's going on. They know you're suffering. They know you're in pain. But at the end of the day, you have to stick to your own. Although it's your own bringing that suffering to you. Generational suffering. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth.
No, they go choke into. Watch, we could have deal with the suffering, you know. But them Indian and them, you see, we was going and get an Indian businessman to come. He was going to bring money. We was going to create job. You that get job. But look, the run the Indian man. Look, the run the Indian. Yeah. They come. They go chucking all of that. All of that.
Yes. So you tell them the truth. Tell them the truth. They come in with that too. But here what we come in with. We come in with jobs. We come in with opportunity, and we come in with you to make an input in how this thing has to be done. Hey, what we come in with? We come in with something for your children and your children's children. We come in with a future. We come in to deal with the fact that I sure you tired in this area here in gunshots. How much of your friends gone? How much of them didn't have opportunities? They didn't have options, and they decided to go and be part of the whole criminal enterprise. How many of them? Tell them the truth. Before you reach to the point of employment and poor infrastructure and this drain need fix and that, nah. For all these years you've been lied to about these things, you ain't fixed. Don't let me get to that. Let me tell you the truth. They come in and they will, of course, lie to you. You go get vexed, you go get upset. They might pass some money. That might calm you down because long time you ain't got a little blue note in your pocket. Long time you ain't touch money. Long time. Money come like freedom. Like you on death row and freedom come. You ain't know how to touch it, how to act, how to feel. And most of all, they come into pacifier to tell you, don't leave the tribe. Because no matter what, it's best you suffer with the tribe than to go out there, expand, and start to live good. We don't want to see you live good. We want to see you suffer. But most of all, suffer with us. That's what they're coming to tell you. Don't lie to them. You have to build a UNC voter. You have to build them to the point that they can withstand anything out there. On that election day, yeah, you know they went and they get the pixie dust. Okay. You know they stood there and they listened to the lies. All right. You know the race card was played and they listened. But on that day that matters most, you have built a voter to the point that, yeah, I went through all that. But at the end of the day, I ain't going back with them. I'm not going with the Balize. I'm going with the rising sun. That way I have to build. Tell them the truth. That's the only way you can build the strength and integrity that is needed in a UNC voter. Tell them the truth.
The only way. Oh,
the only way. They come in. You go like it, they come in. Who we have?
Everybody calling
Yes,
the same.
morning. Yeah, Andy. I was such a back in boy. Right now, I kind of flopping behind time and thing because I hear no Liana and then I hear any phone ringing. But anyhow, I want to talk to that. Just now. This is original Teddy Anke. I a strong UNC supporter for way back when. Since then, it and them time, right? And the way you come and you talk there, I feel you happy and them because at the end of the day, a couple of years back when Calvin Nicholas ran for the government, hello. You understand? And look how much votes he gets by. You understand? So don't feel it, there are people that represent and supporting you and down here. You understand? But the thing about it is, the bigger picture is, and I big man. The bigger picture is here what's going on. We want to overwhelm the Martin Eisenson and it have a way to do it and have a strategy, have a way to meet people. We can't move like our piano. Only when election time we don't see ministers and see this one and see that one. We want to see people come in and meeting the people and go and hear in the plight and hear in the things so they could go back and do the work and try to help and assist the people. That is how it has win a constituency. It's not just election time. When election call, we supposed to vote and vote our party and in order for we to get help or to get some kind of assistance. No. We supposed to able to see people before election bell ring right through the air. Yes, everybody had a thing to do, but we supposed to see councillors and certain ministers throughout the year. People supposed to be walking around in every constituency to see what's going on with them trade. Do they talk just so and feel about like I rock so? But man, I a strong UNC activist, boy. This is original Teddy Rankin, boy. You understand? Right now, my daughter needs some help and thing with some school issue. Willing to help our big man. Man, let's be godly now, boy. Be godly and think outside the box now, man.
Outside the box. Who we have? Morning.
Go ahead, caller. All right, let me just play out some voice notes then. Them
I
calls
want
and
voice
them
notes here. I want voice notes here.
calls, man. Hey.
Post partner, whatever the question. My mom had 9 kids, and all of we do well, all of we educated, all of we smart, and my grandchild.
Wow. Morning.
Morning, Andy. My people. I listened to Teddy Rankin and saying, all right, he's making some sense too. But I want to say something here. The Prime Minister says that he has about 32,000 people in his constituency and he doesn't know not one of them. So you have a right to say that people of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. That gives them enough right. But if some UNC officials and people should they really want to get over there, they should go there and know the people too. Let the people know, look, we know all you. Not like Rowley. Rowley don't know all you. We know all you. And we want to work for you. So Terry Rankin have a little, you have a little merit to what he's saying. But I don't know what to say again, but it's a good thing I watch, yes. Thank God for that. All the fellas stay blessed.
I'm glad he outside the country. Wow. Right. Teddy.
Mikey, you need to be in America, my friend. You are the best speaker they have. That is exactly what Donald Trump is doing here. Try to say negative thing before the election start. Negative thing before the debate start. And the same thing up here. The woman had to come out there and we had to come out and we big in America to show them. Because the man had all kind of crap and lies to them like all these lies.
Oh, ready the next call. Morning.
Have to win big here.
Hey.
Morning, Andy.
They didn't come represent people need to come out. Like the men I support.
Hello?
Right, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Morning, Mikey, Lennox, and Andy.
Yes, indeed.
My view on the Diego Martin plea for representation from the UNC. I feel Diego Martin, nothing. UNC should really focus on going to Tobago. Go and save the people in Tobago. What Tobago needs right now is their own forensic science center and an expansion of the morgue facilities based on their recent developments. I thank you, Andy.
Well, boy, that was no lie. That was no lie. I mean, sad to see it, but who's on the outside?
Same old, you want to work somebody in, whether it be a woman, you want to work in a woman and she live in Dago. Or you live in Penal. Then you go reach Dago for that woman because you want a woman. And then that woman go reach Penal for you because she want a man. So when you work something, you had a quartet, You had a quartet. You had a quartet. It is what it is. You might get through. Some might get through. Some you may get through. With a woman, you may not get through. But if you're really white, you had a quartet. It is what it is. But I agree with that Tobago thing. Tobago need because the people at Tobago really love the UNC, The real people of UNC only put up a thing in Tobago. They will vote for UNC, So I agree with that, but it are folly them day. And Duke on them.
I want to say Teddy has a.
Oh God, I had to take the voice notes now.
Has a point. Yes, you shouldn't be. You should. I want to say Teddy has a point. Yes, you shouldn't be. You should actually be seeing councillors, MPs. You should be seeing them on the ground right through. He has a point, but also you can, under the Kamla Prasad Bissessor, who was assisting, who was on the ground in those areas and assist, you assist them and they still went back and vote for PNM. So again, I'm saying, yes, Teddy has a point. You need to see councillors, aldermen, MPs, you need to see them on the ground right through. Let them get close, let them get attached to the people. However, Kamla Prasad was on the ground in her time helping, assisting, and they rejected her. and when to PNM.
But to be fair to the you caller too, it really are no councillors or MP there. The MP there is Colin Mimbert and Rowley. And our next man, we don't know the man name for Central. At least we didn't know Ken Valley. We didn't know Amy Brown. But we don't know this next person here. And it really have no UNC councillors there neither. I think it have one NTA person in that council there. So it really and truly officially do not have any UNC MP or councillors or ombuds or alderman or them kind of thing. It really don't have that. Right? It don't have that. So to be fair to the UNC on that aspect, it don't have that. But before elections, like how elections go call it and call it to if it go, whoever interested and think rolling the seats, and I think screening going to happen just now one day and rolling the seat from now.
Andy.
Go ahead, caller.
Andy, you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Andy, I think Terry have it all wrong, my friend. The election, when you have election, the the government in power. You win election with performance. That's how you do. Government has its power. The people see that they are doing well, they're performing jobs, road, everything is doing good, fixing, getting things, everybody's happy. So you vote the party that's doing well.
That's how the culture is here, but Teddy have it right in a way. That's how the culture is in America. Right, the UNC 100% perform better than the PNM. And the people did just that. You're saying that they will vote on performance. And they didn't vote on performance. The stupid people vote out the UNC still. They still voted out the UNC. Although they get minimum wage, pension rates, they still do it.
Are you going to waste your time here? Isn't to waste your time to go and give them everything, and next thing you put your money and you put your finance and the resources where you know you're going to win. And also in the marginal seat, could win. Look at the party, you're going to win. No matter what you do, the people are not going to win. Put you. And next thing I was telling you, that I have a man up here who say that, oh, black people think cats and dogs. We have a man in Trinidad who talk about black people, say they can't think they're stupid, and yet they still win. And we have a man here who talk about dogs and cats. One man put on a whole race. Think about it. One man talk about black people. One man in Trinidad putting up. Yet people support them. So I don't understand. I'm confused. This man talk about, Yuri was, I tell you again, he wouldn't say that white people eating cat enough. They talk about black people eating dogs and cats. I mean, this man is ridiculous. The same thing around him. But I listen, man, I a long time. My mom got 9 kids, and every one of us do well. Long time. And I understand that. But people in Trinidad need to get up. And according to Mikey, he's right. You got to go where your votes are, try to win, and win the margins. That's how it is, brother. And Diego Martin is only one good representative. You guys need to come out, show them they don't need only vote out the other part. That's how things happen. Look over here, we don't support and give no voice to Kansas City and Mississippi. If you don't do that, because of waste of time, you always vote Republican. All right, Andy, later. Bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Andy, could you give out the numbers one more time, please? The phone numbers people want to.
225-6644. 225-6644.
6644.
Right. Or 239-5120.
All right.
Okay, we have WhatsApp call at 366-3053.
All right,
let's
who's on your side here? Folks
Morning,
are asking
caller.
for the
Morning.
numbers.
Caller, morning. Oh boy, let me get on it. Morning, caller.
Pleasure, good morning from Arima.
Good morning, Arima.
Yes, pleasure, good morning. Hey, Andy, I understand what the young guy was saying there. But Andy, you were there and you were also UNC, and UNC was represented there. So sometimes I try to say, let me make it make sense. Now we have a lot of other issues to think about, and that was a massive issue. And there's also a saying that when a parent keep abusing children, that parent fall with a headache or toothache or some kind of thing. You think those children will rush back to their aid? I doubt that. But it's obvious. Most of the people just look at the way how you act and they treat you in such a manner because they treat you how you perceive yourself to be. Right? So Trinidad and Tobago, we have to wake up and smell the coffee. Let me stop making bacchanalia. Let me try to keep our eyes on the prize. The PNM is the enemy. And let us get rid of the PNM. Let us get rid of these lying, taxing, thieving, these thieves. These people who have had us in shackles and chains from since 1956 up to this day. Andy for Grandy, you were there and the UNC was represented. Right? So I say to you, to the people of Tobago, don't wait for the bell to ring. Let me come out on the streets in our numbers and destroy the PNM, get rid of the PNM. Let me force them to call an early general election. Right? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for allowing me this time.
Thank you indeed.
All right, let's take the next one. Come on, callers. Morning. Go ahead, caller.
Falling back. Based on the requirements of Digomat and the MPs that you mentioned a while ago representing that area, toe-to-toe with them is Mikey K. Mikey K will expose them on the platform. Mikey K will bring them down to their knees and get them to confess and even get them to say where we money gone and how we could get it back. Mikey K is the man, I don't know why he's sticking, but I telling him he is the man to do that. None of them ain't going toe-to-toe with Mikey K and last one round. I thank you.
All right, next caller. Morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. We're calling from the crumbling empire state of New York, where I'm working right now. I want to ask a question here. I heard one of your previous callers saying that it's racist, saying that black people eating cats and it's false news and whatever. I want to ask a question here. Am I racist to say that, and it's documented, you could see it, YouTube or whatever, in social media, whatever, and you can see it in China, dogs and other animals, including bats, are eaten by Chinese people. Am I racist for saying that?
No.
Brothers?
No.
Okay, good. Okay. So
you're just scorning. Because you don't eat some of the things they eat in your belly can't handle it. So it's like, you're scorning. You ain't being a racist. You're just scorning.
Just now, for the fact, in Haiti, which have no law, it's a chaos in there, warlords running it. But the most major warlord there is a character by the name of Barbecue. Am I lying?
Yeah.
No, you're right. That's his name.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay, right. So here's where I'm going with this. Please bear with me. Here's where I'm going with this. Okay? I tell you, I'm working in New York right now. I fled this crumbling empire state of New York. You've heard the fact there's something called sanctuary cities throughout the United States. If you come in the country illegally, the current administration and this government will plant you in a safe sanctuary city. And one of those areas is that one in particular where there is the cat incident with the Haitian woman. And by the way, why I'm telling you where I am located right now, I don't live in New York, but I'm working here right now in upstate New York. In Niagara County, in a place called Niagara Falls, there's a Democrat mayor running that city of Niagara Falls. And he has a mandate that the police chief there, he can't do nothing, do any press release any numbers, talk to the press, give them any information unless it passed through him, the mayor. Okay? So the incident in which people are talking about that happened in Ohio, it is true. You know why? It's a body cam on a police officer, and a number of police officers have the body cam. However, where she was located is a sanctuary city. And what did Mrs. Harris refer to right? Mrs. Harris, what did she refer to when she say information from the city manager confirms this is not true? Hello, gentlemen. You're living here in Trinidad and Tobago. You know that the mainstream media, well, I can't even call it mainstream media in Trinidad because they don't have true journalists out here. You guys didn't go to journalism school, or you can correct me if I'm wrong, and you doing more journalism than any of them who went to UE or whatever, hallowed halls of indoctrination and dunces that you have. So compliments to you. So it is a fact with that, okay? But anyway, so before the other people come back and call me, oh, I am a Trumper or I am a MAGA or whatever, and foremost, neither Democrat nor Republican, but first and foremost, a true, proud Trinbagonian American and human. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving me the opportunity.
You're welcome, sir. And remember, don't call it the crumbling empire. Kingsley is offended when you say that.
Morning.
Being a Republican.
To you, LENNOX SMITH, Mighty K, listen, we as a people have to take full responsibility as well with regard to the current state. Where I'm going with this is this. It's all from the Gomatic calling, you say you want people on the ground and all that and Kamla. The focus is not on Kamla. The state of the country as it is, everybody feeling the pinch. And it is important that we realize that we have to come and meet the UNC halfway. Because when you call out people to come out and march, to come out and protest, it's the same set of people that comes out. Where the rest of the public? Where the rest of the people? You understand me? So we have a responsibility to come out there and stop talking, and come out when the bell is rung. This is war. This is war. We're not taking no casualties because they are not playing fair. They are not playing fair, and everything is Kamla. Kamla is trying her best. She's doing the best that she can. Remember, they have limited finance. The government using our money to spread propaganda, lies, and do all kind of mischief. And yet still they're giving them a blight. So my thing is this. Everybody had to come out. They have to come out, stop talking, and come out and share words. Call the UNCMP. Invite the UNC to come down to Diego Martin and all of those areas. Give us some motivation to come. Because if it is, we not, based on how much you're going to spread ourselves. All right? So thanks for the time.
Agree. There you go. Start building UNC voters. If Teddy Ranks is down there, and mind you, I am not here to attack anyone. But Teddy, if you know it had 300, 400 people up there who thinking the same way, my brother, all you have to do is give the call, say the people want so-and-so to come down, and let some UNC reps come down. And that is that. Give the motivation. Give the motivation. All right, the farmers went and they put an injunction, and that is the end of that. Well, they figure, well, all right, we will deal with it that way. Andy Williams, Pitbull went up there and highlighted that, did a wonderful job, brought it right to us on our devices, right into our homes. We saw it ball by ball. They ain't called back Andy yet to say, well, they formed this party group, that party group, nothing at all. I don't know. No? I don't know. Who's on the outside here, Andy? It's 10 after the 9 o'clock. But I hope people understand that all that's going to happen.
Morning, Andy.
Good.
The case with the lady in Tobago with the 2 children. The tank is supposedly decommissioned, so no one's supposed to worry about if the people were drinking contaminated water. Because that would be real horrible. But anyhow, is anyone questioning who is the eyewitness that saw this woman going into the bushes naked, and why wasn't there any sort of intervention? I mean, to me, that story is not adding up at all. It's not making sense. I'm not convinced it's a case of suicide, but who knows? It could be. And let us be very clear about something. Nothing, no form of depression, no form of postpartum depression or anything like that justifies suicide. People commit those sorts of acts because they believe, a lot of people nowadays believe in reincarnation, so they believe they could escape this life to come back in a better life, right? They also, even if they don't believe in reincarnation, they believe that when they're dead, I mean, they either when they're dead, they're gone, they're done, or they will end up escaping this world and going to heaven, right? I don't want to go too much into the religious stuff, but let us be very clear. That is gambling with your salvation, and that's all I will say on that matter. People just now there who talked about let us unite and take to the streets and shut down the countries, because that's what we really need to do. Because I fully support a mass protest, right? But the shutting down of the country will be even more effective. But you have to get who? The business sector to participate in that. And elite Indians, I'm saying it big and bold face, elite Indians love PNM because they love the caste system, and we all know that. That is the reality. And the rest of Indians, the vast majority of Indians in Trinidad and Tobago are not going to leave their homes and participate in any mass protests on the streets. Yes, I've seen it a few times when you all had pushback events that more and more Indians were coming out, but the vast majority are always either independent Africans, right? When I say independent, or UNC Africans, people that are not part of the 300,000 strong PNM, right? They will come out and protest. But Indians do not like that. They do not like the makeout scene, and then they love police, so they're not going to defy the police by going out there and protest. They love police. Why on earth Indians love police that much? I don't know. So we're not going to get the Indians and them coming out there anyhow in large numbers to protest. So the most we can hope for is that Rowley really does end up calling on the early elections, and that EBC is prevented from stealing the elections, right? Most likely the same 300,000 devotees that prefer to die and suffer under PNM, most of them are going to still vote. Probably 10,000 may not vote for PNM this time. What we have to show is that more and more of the remaining 300,000 or so independent Africans in Trinidad wake the hell up, stop caring about race, and vote for the UNC, even though imperfect. Because there are other issues I have with UNC. Look, but I've been voting UNC all my life. But I get kicked out all kind of UNC pages. I get blocked by all kind of UNC people. Because I just hold everybody accountable, no matter what political party they belong to.
Morning to everybody. Andy, you live in Diego Martin, you're tracking a woman in Princestown. But for 10 years, you're tracking a woman, you're against she this, against she that. But every time you see she going out with somebody else, but not you. And they go still continue after a woman spending her money and giving she, but she don't want to go out with you, she going out with other man. No way. Enough is enough.
No, that is woman. And I will hear why. Well then, don't pack candidate and they go. They go is PNM. Look how long we caught in it. We ain't getting it. We come close with Gavin Nicholas. We seen what the woman get. We could get the corn from the woman, you know? Because we come close. Rowley barely win by what? Less than 1,000. Well then, we don't put nobody in Lavanti or wherever the rest of places is. Then only don't come wrong with that kind of talk. Well, we don't put nobody in Labre. They don't put nobody in 14 then because how long we caught in these areas, Dread, and we ain't getting them. So we don't put nobody there. If it's so. Well then, I was making myself a fool. Quoting Grandy then. By the way, I don't live Diego Martin anymore. So I make him a fool quoting Grandy. Grandy's a PNM seat. Well then, let me change my mind one time too. Let me not waste my time to go there. So earlier, some of the points I would agree with you all on. Some I would not agree with you all on. In the politics, we have to organize and continue to quote him because that's just how it is. If it is, we give up. Well then, don't put nobody. And that is how it is come across when they come into Tobago. How they don't put nobody there. So that is how it has come across. So we can't do that in Tobago. We can't do that in Grandy. We can't do that nowhere. As a matter of fact, I think we're supposed to be in Tobago too. And that's just my opinion. Plain talk, bad manners. So quoting a woman, I did bring the point, but quoting a woman, but I was just watching it politically. On a political basis, we have no choice. Or don't put no candidate there. All right, let me continue them voice notes and them they quick. Well, we can't take no calls yet, man. Let me just continue those voice notes. Oh boy. Let me continue. I want to see representative UNC in Tobago because look how I see how far them operating there. And I know when I go to Tobago, real people, boy. Real people in Tobago. This be asking, well, why can't nobody here if the thing they want to vote for Kamala? They want the UNC. They the time I to talk the truth. It's an election period. So let me don't beat around the bush. It's a fact, people, baby. Well, then let me don't go for none of them seat and them. We are 19. So let me just watch the 5 marginal, 6 marginal, and let me go there. Let me don't waste money. Let me don't waste people. For a matter of fact, the activists and them, and they go, don't go by nobody's house. Let me organize and join and go in the seats where that is likely to be win. Forget about even campaigning. Guys, let me continue. But I 100% UNC I'm proud. I see my way, my family see my way from coming in a PNM home and was living in a PNM dirty stronghold area of Diego Martin. Campaign on a UNC ticket too. Yes, I run against Coleman Burt in 2007. I get 900 and something votes. Yeah. I know that my chances of winning will be far-fetched. I know the people down there is ring down PNM, whether the piss in the face, they're still saying PNM. But I also know that it have a lot of people willing to embrace other people. They're willing to embrace other parties. Watch out to the UNC. Watch what we do at a point of with Gavin Nicholas. So let us sell that. And if it's right in listening to the leader, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar is a leader for all. For all. How all you talking there, she don't talk so, you know. You will never hear Kamala Prasad-Bissessar saying, let me forget the people about Diego Martin. Let me do campaign day. Let me do walk and meet the people there. Because they don't vote for we anyhow. Let me only concentrate on penal debate and these places. Kamala don't talk so in all here. I've been around that lady, you know, that lady. But it's she who helped me in Diego Martin, and Diego Martin is PNM to fight the same dirty PNM from breaking down people's homes. Look, I turn around and do the same thing what she did for me and went back Diego Martin to fight for the people with the crops. And fight for the people for breaking the homes to build that stupid stadium. And they lost 2-3 generations because they have no way to harness their energy anymore but by the blocks. And to be easily given a gun to rob. That same stadium is what some of them who killing all here. It's because they didn't have no way to harvest their energy or harness their energy. And yeah, the MPs are quack. Yeah, Diego Martin is PNM. But that don't mean to say as a human being, as people that believe in people or people who is God-fearing, we must have things in our brain that because the people that they go, they don't vote UNC, to hell with them, they must eat, they must live in the tutu. It don't work so. If it is worked like that, well then the Honorable Kamala Prasad-Bissessar wouldn't, or Pandey and all these different parties that try the NAR, they would have never put no candidate. So some all the activists, they were all in the talk, and supporters, they were all in the talk. Why? I could put my head on a block. Kamala Prasad-Bissessar don't talk so. She's a prime minister and a woman for everybody. Where they live in Diego, Lavanti, Point 14, Labre, or any PNM hall or den. That lady considers everybody. Hence the reason she didn't have Diego Martin when Diego Martin did flood. When she now win, And what did she do? She didn't think like how some of you thinking. She put on her boots, she went down there, and she helped the people. And when she was doing policies, she didn't do policies for UNC people alone. The policies that which the UNC did was for everybody compared to the dirty policies that the PNM going about that just is only for PNM people alone. Under low profile, who gain hamper. Under low profile, who gain $20,000 grant. Under low profile, who gain 40,000 house grant to fix the house. And that is what going on behind all the backs. Why if he's plenty of PNM people and jumping up and getting on bad? Because they're being taken care under low profile. Kamala didn't treat or deal with anybody under law. When she was dealing with is everybody, including PNM people and PNM areas, was getting to feel the blessings of this lady and her leadership and her policies. So you see when people are please in the future, don't come wrong me, the pit bull, because I am a God-fearing person. I am who I am. I was a PNM. I'm not now. But I don't believe in, because some area, don't vote for you. Just leave them there to suffer. And because this one does vote, well then let me see about this one and see about that one. Me never see Kamala Persad doing it like that. So please, don't come wrong me with that. I'm not that type of person. I watch everybody as human. Everybody, a government is for all. Kamala Persad practiced that. When she came in, she was a government for all the people. All. Compared to now, where PNM Rowley and his bunch of wicked people. It's just a government for the self, the finances, the family, and just a few rebels within the constituencies and areas in which they're holding down. Them is the ones where you see not coming on the road. Okay, earlier? So it's not that with me. Service to people is service to all. I don't watch face. Me don't watch race. I just watch people. Whether because if I join in the sea and a PNM boat come and I seen Balizia in it, and the coming to save me, I hold in the hand, I want to come out the water, you know. So all of someone tell me, rather dead? Not me. Don't matter what. An Indian come, call it, all like the race thing. An Indian come, I join in the sea. They come with the Pira. I go think because I a PNM and I don't like Indian, I go say me want don't put them out the water. Come on now, man, all here. This is the mindset that we all have to change. This is the mindset we cannot afford to go down. This is the mindset and this is the road that have our country in the way it is today. Whereby Indian and African, when it comes to politics, separate because of the politicians and them are not with the politicians. PNM politicians in its majority, by. Bring it to this. Okay? So let's come on. Let me organize and finish off. However, but if anyone only can tell me, only see Kamala Persad be says, this practice and only deal with one set of people and don't deal with everybody, only be lying. That woman is a woman for everybody. So they go, Martin, Kamala loves you. Lavanti, Kamala loves you. Labre, Kamala loves you too. Point 14, Kamala loves you too. And the stupid rhetoric that they're spreading that the Indians don't like all you, Kamala don't like all you, that is nonsense.
Yeah. Is there something playing on the background on LENNOX side?
Oh, nah.
LENNOX, okay, fine. You took it off?
Yeah, no, I was talking to someone on the phone, but it's all right.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Andy. Who we have on the outside? Well said, Andy. Well said.
But gentlemen, yeah, well said. Because let's face it, the argument is flawed when you take a different approach or a hardline approach. Because we have seen on the East-West corridor, the PNM could not have been beaten. Now, of course, they have a challenge in Grandy. they can't get someone Barataria at all. In 1986, the PNM was decimated. Only recently in Tobago, of course, the PNM was decimated. And I want to tell the caller that was giving commendation to Mikey, and of course, suggesting that he should go Diego Martin. I want to tell him the same advice that you're giving, you yourself as well, because this thing requires all hands on deck. So if you have a talent, you recognize, of course, Mikey's talent, Andy's talent, and elsewhere, certainly. I think you are sufficiently articulate to, of course, put your cap in the ring as well, because this is a collective effort that is required, having regard to the decadence that we have seen over the last 9, and of course going into the 10th year of this administration.
Yes. Continue those voice notes there. Yeah.
Yeah. How many we have? How many voice notes
Good
here?
morning to the ground report. Andy, I could understand the cry of the people, you know. But Andy, you were down there. You and your team was down there. You all went down there to see what is going on. But Andy, you are also a member of the United National Congress, which means the UNC was there. That's good. You know? I come just like the man who begged God to save him. And Father God sent about 3 people to save him. And he ended up dying in the sea. And when he reached before God, he said, "Oh, Father God, I was waiting for you to come and save me. Why you didn't come and save me?" Father God said, "But I sent 3 people to save you." You know? So this is just food for thought. And I understand, but there's also a saying that when a father is abusing their children for so long, and unfortunately the father might end up with a bad headache, or he might end up in an unfortunate scenario. You think them children and them going to his aid? They're not going to his aid. Right? So, Annie, sometimes we just have to know how to put aside mischievous and empty it with positivity. You know? This is my take on this. But Andy was there, and by you being there, UNC was there.
Correct.
So let me make it make sense now.
Correct.
Trinidad and Tobago, you all could have a wonderful day.
Correct. And well represented, because I see it all over. And I was a former UNC candidate for that area. And I have no regrets of going in there and showing the people that UNC care about everybody, no matter what constituency you're in. Because I growing up, hearing them bad talking the Indian and the UNC, saying they don't like we, them Indian this, them Indian that. And me studying that. And I will continue to go back there and let them know, why UNC is the answer. PNM, I was with like earlier, get the hell out of the PNM. But to give up and to say, well, because of this, because of that, and no. Let me go the way. I cannot change. Look, Malcolm X, he and all change. If I read people here this calling here saying there was PNM and them change. So, wait. So because the majority of the rest, they change, we must deal with them. We ain't dealing with them at all. We continue to do what we have to do. And as Mikey say, we're looking for a UNC voter.
That's right, Andy. That's what you're building. That's what we're building together. We're building that together, a UNC voter that will stand the test. Stand the test. That will be able to listen to the lie, but no better. That will take their money, but no better. Will be pacified, but no better. They will know better. Yes. Listen to the lies, because you know better. You know the truth. You know the facts. The lies that they are telling you about promises that never materialize, the lies they're telling you about things, about better days and what's going to roll out. You've been hearing that for the last 9 years, and who has it rolled out for? Themselves, their friends, their family, their finances. Anything roll out for you? And of course, they're going to pacify you. Here comes the race card, all mixed up in that. Hey, we people, at the end of the day, you gotta stick with your own, you know. Them ain't go handle you. I know we drop the ball. I know we just treat all you like dog and only come around conveniently. But at the same time, I sure you rather suffer under us than to be in government getting things done with other people. Yeah, that the kind of stupidness. That the kind of stupidness. So they're going to lie, buy, and pacify. We have the playbook. We have the playbook. We know what route the enemy taking. We know what route the enemy is coming from. We know where they're going to jump the wall. We now have to secure our fort and make sure that we have no vulnerable position. We have no way that they could seep through because we could see them a mile away. We know when we hear them lie, we know, yeah, here comes the PNM. When they start to throw out money that they say they don't have, yep, here comes the PNM. When they start with the race talk and pacifying, yep, that's the PNM. You will be able to identify them a mile away. Stevie Wonder could know they're coming because he will be able to identify those three things: the lying, the buying, and the pacifying. So people, come on. We have no more excuses. We have the playbook. We know what play they're going to make. We know who they're going to pass the ball to. They know who they expect to score. So what's the problem? Hit the road. Let's hit the road. We have the playbook. It's time to hit the road.
Lennox, Mikey, good morning. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning to everybody in the line. Andy, here we're going on. We're going on, Mr. Tanapuna. Boy, me here in Tanapuna for the longest while, boy. He's a man I like to listen to because he's a man that's make real good sense. I mean, he has been a bit long-winded, but that is not I rather listen to he. You understand? Because this fella does make sense, just as everybody else, or most of everybody else would have scored, right? But yeah, but I wanted to really go on Mr. Tanapuna because the last time I heard that he was ailing, I don't know if he's recovering, if he has recovered. You know, tell me something, huh? If you know anything.
Yes, that's the same information we still have.
Yeah.
He is a bit under the weather, and that is why, of course, you are not hearing him as frequent as we would like. But I'm sure that as soon as things would have been settled, I'm sure that he would certainly put in his presence.
Yeah. And let me just say at this point in time, from tomorrow evening throughout the entire weekend, you will be getting the new ground report promos and the big surprise, what's in store for you. And Andy would have told you a bit about it. Come Monday, things are going to be a little different between the hours of 7 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Now, the program starts at 6. Stay right here on Real Media TT. As a matter of fact, don't even leave realmediatt.com. But for those of you who have your cable company, we are trying to get it on Digital Plus. But once you have the Flow and the Amplia, and what's the next one? Flow, Amplia. Gentlemen, it just thing my mind there. But anyhow, once you have that, you will be able to access, of course. So when they tell you, we ain't hearing them on the radio, yeah, because they're on the TV. So you'll be checking out the new promos that will be coming out, telling you everything. Wherever you do, whether you go by the beach, by the river, make when you send it, you open that, check it out, because when Monday comes, I didn't know. Nah, I want to hear that song. You will know. It's the Ground Report is your program. You love it. Let them know every next move, you know. And don't forget our big fundraiser is coming up. So we'll tell you more about that as well. We have anybody there? Hey, and Lennox.
Yeah.
Before we go, Lennox, the board, that Port Authority board, I was trying to tell you yesterday, Andy and I was talking. This thing is serious. I think the CEO is Lenore Oliver. And they say he's a kind of difficult fella. And even the government not happy with this board. There are no business people, or they say people are standing on the board. So what they have accomplished is losing money for years now, millions. Even the scanners don't work. No foreign investment. Nobody interested, despite all that hype. So that board, who's on that? Get that information now. Who is on that Port Authority board? Because Movie Town today, it could be our next company tomorrow, and people are waking up. Do they want to do to Movie Town what they did to Clico? Who is eyeing Movie Town? Who wants it? Who believes it's their God-given right to take it? Look at that board. You got to look at that board.
Yep. And
On that Port Authority.
in addition, there's a Port of Spain development entity
Yes.
as well. So both of them are working in concert with each other and have impacted the spectacle that we are seeing now, bringing stress
Lennox,
and pain
it's
to the
alleged,
investors.
it's alleged that those boards have been infiltrated by the mafia, the 1% mafia, and somebody is there working on their interests, not at the interests of the people of this country.
Wow.
Their moves are costing us millions of dollars, you know.
Oh, yes.
Their moves are costing us millions of dollars. Who are these individuals and who do they report to and who is controlling them? You go ahead, Andy.
Andy, yes, well, they keep putting people, the UNC keep putting people, but they never getting vote. You is not a good example because since you go on Sandy Grande, did you ever get an opportunity for the people to vote for you? So no, it's a whole different case. I mean, when after election, you see, and they vote or they don't vote for you, then we go, no, but you can't compare you with other people that put for donkey years, and they don't even get they only get that close because of certain things. But with you is a different. You instead get the opportunity to see if people go vote or you or not. It tends to say that you're accustomed going and they don't vote for you. But in the other places like they go Martin, they are accustomed going and they don't get nothing. So it's a big difference. All right. I don't mean to upset you. Have a good day.
Man, you have your opinion and your opinion.
Well, Andy, if to satisfy that particular caller, he must understand that at the end of the day, when the UNC would have been in office, or indeed any other government, but of course the PNM is a different kettle of fish, the resources of the country belongs to all of us. So therefore, to be biased and to say that the UNC ought not to put in a representative in Diego Martin, or at least attempt to make sure that they gain some ground there over time. Because as I said earlier, along the East-West corridor in particular, no other party could have dominated but the PNM. But the PNM cannot win. For example, Sanwa Barataria, they have difficulty in winning St. Joseph. They cannot win St. Augustine. Yes, and of course, the UNC, well, the opposition at least, has won Tonopuna already, Arima, etc., coming out of the 33 arrangement. And of course, I think the most spectacular recent exemplification that the PNM is not as infallible politically as some people might like it to be, and therefore you're taking a fatalistic position, is that of the Tobago House of Assembly elections is 14-1 in favor of anti or non-PNM party. So I am for those who are saying we must continue to try, and we must, of course, at the end of the day, make the people recognize that the PNM is poison, it is toxic, and that therefore must be relegated to the dustbin of political history in this country, having regard to its toxicity.
Nice.
He probably one of the guys who probably, doing a well or whatever. The man sound like a lunatic. He put it on people. So he probably have a nice little job and he's having a nice little Toyota. And the man is a lunatic, he's an asshole. All about city. Whether we all immigrants in this country, my brother, even you too, no matter what you think. You're immigrant to this country. You don't put on people, you try to lift them up. You one asshole, putting on your own people. It's jackass.
Andy, good morning again to you and to everybody. I like that caller. Everything is about Kamala, right? And I agree with Mikey. If Teddy it have so much of people down there, build the UNC, build voter bank down there. Come out, get your UNC supporters and come out. You must remember, you want councillors and them to come down. The councillors were voted for their area. They have to say about their area. And when they leave and they come down, now what is the problem? Right? PNM, what happened to the PNM councillor? Where Big Mouth Marsha? Let she come out now, call out Marsha. Let Marsha go down and help all you. right? How all they could take away the councillors and the MPs from their area to go down there and do what, right? I am absolutely sure UNC have party groups down there. I am absolutely sure. Get in touch with them and all they come on. But the thing about it is, even the people whose crops were destroyed, they did not even come out and protest. And the caller was right. When we call a protest, who is coming out? The same set of people. That's why, like I'm not begging anybody again to come out. You don't want to come, don't come. Stay right there and take it.
Good morning, my brothers. Good morning, my brothers. All things. Wonderful show, usual. The three musketeers, boy. The men who fighting for the right thing in the country. You understand? Bro, just imagine. And you know the kind of work I just do. Right? So I do another small thing right now. Just imagine a talking to a white man. Plain talk a white man. I mean, the man was talking, the man talking straight. The man don't care. The man is always talk straight. The man saying the black people in this country, when he talk about black people, he's saying Indian and Africans, the poor people of the country. He can't understand why they're so stupid. The man telling me that. He said, just imagine a man laughing in the pit, raising gas, oppressing them, food prices, how people suffering, the place in a mess, crime up. You understand? Crime up in the country. You understand? The highest when PNM in power, and these people still go back and put a man. He's saying that. Just imagine the man telling me that in my face, and the man talking straight. The man say African people and Indian people, poor people in this country, well stupid. The man saying that. The man talking plain. The man is a big boy. You understand? And he said them bandits and them only robbing and advantaging people in this country. He said, but they can't come in the West. He said they know better than that. The man telling me that in his face. The man real big. And you know the kind of work I just do. You know I telling you, mighty. You know the kind of work I just do. You understand? But LENNOX, forget about that man, tell boy now. They been changing from PNM, boy. You could do it one boy arm, LENNOX boy. You understand? Have a nice day.
My argument is just that you have to try. That's my argument. You never could tell.
But Marcia, your voice, so there's 4 minutes and something. I will not be able to play that now. I'll play that tomorrow morning. Who else get leave out there because we have to go?
Oh, yes. All
right. Any other voice notes that get leave out? I will play it in the morning to start off the program.
It's 9:43 already, gentlemen.
Yeah. We went way.
Time to go, folks. We got things to do.
Yes,
we gotta get ready for Monday. So yes, we're on tomorrow, but we have to make sure that everything is smooth when we start on Monday. That's right, Andy. That's right. So, folks, this brings us to the end of the program. Don't forget, later on tonight, 8 o'clock, our very own LENNOX SMITH Corridor Transformation. Check it out on social media. Look out for all those links and news reports from Real Media TT. A lot is happening, and Real Media seems to have taken over as far as bringing you all the information as soon as it happens right there to your devices. So check that out as well. So, folks, until tomorrow, please try and stay alive as best as you can. Try to stay alive. We are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and LENNOX SMITH.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yes, people, of course, we have come to the end of this morning's program, the Ground Report. See you tonight, of course, at 8 o'clock when we will be continuing these and other issues. Have a wonderful one. Don't forget as well that we have this issue with respect to this young man and his his burial and the funds thereof. I will do my best during the course of today to see whether or not I can be of assistance. Don't forget as well that we have this gospel event as well on Saturday. I will be making some announcement tonight and on the ground report tomorrow, which will give us, of course, a last chance to at least bring it to the attention of those who may be interested, simply because it was not brought to their attention, they may have missed an opportunity. We don't want that to happen. So, see you tonight. God bless. Bye-bye.
Have no feelings, they just bite up anything. I hear they bite up the money and have the country in jeopardy. They bite up the pipeline, no water for the swine. I don't know what they would do next. They bite up a whole racing complex. Snake in the valley, say.